it deeper. Oh, real talk, we gather round. Stories to unfold. Beauty, tips, and laughter. Secrets to be told. Messy gossip flows like tea. Hot and fresh each week. Living like we're shining bright. Our one is why we sing the whole. Spill the tea. Just you and me. Laughing through the night. Smiling and free. Just spill the tea. Just you and me. Laughing through the night.
Girl, did you hear what she did last summer? With her style and charm, she's a stunner. Flipping through gossip, the latest craze. Trying them to cook, oh how they dazzle they. We keep it real, spilling the truth. In our circle of acquaintances, always from lipstick shades to celebs, we sharing the vibe, feel the edges of the crease. Page by page, return our worlds, sit still and strong, and life unfurled.
Hey, guys. Ladies and gents, we are back for round 2. I promised y'all I was going to come back. I was going to drop the link. Anybody want to come up and, straighten it out, clear the air, set it off, okay? Because it is Set It Off Sunday with some of the content that we have been watching for the last 3 days. Feel free, okay? Let me drop the link. Just in case, okay? We are on our new series, Trials and Tribulations, honey. The strawberry edition, honey, and they going through it. Okay, y'all, let me finish my text. I was texting somebody. Now y'all got my full attention. Can you move that out the way? I made me a little quick little ladybug standing at the front porch, child, with her porch talk. Her porch talk, little words written up there at the top, y'all. Just a little something. Just a little something. Nothing major, okay? Y'all know I like my graphics, even though most of the times I forget to use them. Okay, that's right. Oh, let me pin that. I wish they would let you pin the link from the chat. I gotta go in. Pin it on my phone. Okay, there we go. Let me say hey to everybody that is here and present and ready for the shenanigans. Hey, Miss Buckeye, thank you for being back again for round 2 because you were in our earlier live. Hey, listen to me, 301. Hey, Sunshine. Hey, I'll do it on Monday. Hey, Nola. Hey, Victor DeVille, thank you for being here and modding for me. Hey, Salty Buzzard. I thought you was changing your name. Who was that said it was going to change their name? Hey, B. Williams. Hey, Lou. Hey, Town. Hey, Jackson Tabasco. How you doing, sis? Hey, Sammy Cake. Hey, Sonya Boots. You back? Hey, Shirley's Divorce. Hey, Miss E. Thank you for being here and modding for me on today. Hey, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You were here earlier. Hey, Tasha B. Hey, I said what I said. Thank you for being here and modding for me. There's the link. Okay, what? Missed the first round. You may have been at church, Miss E, because it was pretty early. Well, not early like that now. It was around the time that you would probably have been in church. We had a few pop in and say, hey, I'm in the house of the Lord. I'll send a big one up for y'all. I'll catch y'all later on. And I appreciate that. But you probably were at church, Miss E. Hey, Tasha B. Hey, TB21. Hey, Aries 1. Hey, Eve, you back too. It's a lot of y'all that are back. I should stop trying to remember who was here earlier. A lot of y'all returned for the shenanigans. Hey, Ben. Hey, Old Man Johnson's Farm. Mudley Woman is the one changing the name. That's right. That's who it was. These names crack me up. Yes, I love them. I hope you have your notes because I forgot or need some help remembering the other calls. I got you, Vic to the Bell. I've been creating a timeline. So, yes, ma'am, I do have notes. Hey, Elsie in the bushes. Thank you for supporting as always. Yes, ma'am, I got you, Vicky. I told y'all going back, I really am creating me a timeline because sure, I needed it. I had got so confused. Hey, Florida girl, welcome. I'm here. I got you, Vic. Oh my God, y'all! I don't have no content now, but I could pull some up if I need to. If we don't have anybody to join us on the panel, I could pull up some. I got a spare tire over here for y'all. Then we can react to. That'll be the first part of our live. Our second part, I'm doing a story time like we did last week. That's something new we're incorporating here on the front porch. Y'all cut up real bad with old boy over there with the feds. Okay. I'll give it a little bit more time. I don't have no they'll always say that, then I'll go find something. I didn't have my little what I call porch talk icebreaker for us because I thought we was gonna get into the shenanigans. I've been seeing the story, guys, about the California wife and the husband with the conjugal visit. I've been seeing it a lot since we talked about it. I think it was yesterday we talked about it, and I've been seeing press from the family and all that, and I'm like, wow. Oh, I have my first panelist. Hold on. Hey, Vicky.
Hey, buddy.
What?
How are you?
I'm good.
I
Oh,
sent you an
oh,
icebreaker.
oh, you did? Let me find it.
Yeah, on Instagram. It was like a from a short,
Oh, let's see. Is there? Oh, I'm music. Do it.
and yeah, it was from a short,
Oh,
and
let's.
then I went to go look for the whole video because I'm like, wait a minute, why did and this had to be during like lockdown or something that this happened, but I'm like, well, dang.
What the what? Oh, okay. You sent me two. This is the same. It's.
It
Hold
could be
on.
the same way. Could Instagram could have posted it twice, but
Okay.
you want to peep it before? Because I'm like, can we?
Yes, I need to do some research on. I mean, just get what the hell. But I will tell y'all the one that we did do. Shan actually sent it to me about the couple, the clear lady and the young man that we covered.
I
She
forgot
got
which one.
bond. She got bond.
Which one was that?
Let me get the name right. Shan actually sent this to me a few days ago. I have not been checking my messages properly. Um, what was this? I don't even forgot to do a name now. I gotta tighten up. I got it somewhere on him.
Georgia
Well,
Peach. I think it was two calls, right? Two
how
calls.
many calls did you play this afternoon? I fell asleep. Only one. Only
Oh, it
one
was
this
one.
afternoon.
Okay.
I just kept stopping. We had a lot to say. Oh, here it is. Girlfriend bonds out of jail after hearing in Burke County. Okay, so this is the one we did with Hannah Cobb. Okay, unalive. We did two, but we did an old one from Florida, and the second one was from the newest couple in Georgia. You know, he hate us black women. Okay, guy. His name was Trey.
Oh, that
I
that
think his name was Trey.
that guy.
Telvin
Tell.
Osborne.
Yeah.
She got
Well.
out on $25,000 bond.
Okay.
Hmm.
Come through. Complexion for the protection.
Yeah, she got out on bond, and I didn't even realize that she had gotten out. I thought she would be sitting there for a little minute, but Shan did send this to me a few days ago. Yeah, Hannah Cobb was granted bond, $25,000 in the unaliving of her boyfriend Tevin Osborne. She faces one monitoring and has to surrender all pow. So
Mm.
level one monitoring. So I'm assuming she may have on an ankle bracelet or whatever. And she has to surrender all her weapons. Only one. Okay, cool. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh wow, her dad is a cop, so he is protected. You know they didn't originally arrest her. So we'll see how things play out for him. But she was charged with involuntary manslaughter. So that's an update I can give y'all.
Mm.
Okay, Vic. I said what I said. Oh, I was like, that's not Vicky's voice.
No, it's not.
She went to shenanigans. I already
Well,
know that. I know
the
when her attitude is popping
Right,
up.
right.
the
You know,
one that I'm sorry. Go ahead.
just free to go do what the hell she want to do. Go ahead, Vicky. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Um,
boy.
the one that I just so if you guys want to research it on your own, the one that sent Lady T Bug to talk about, I think it was in Africa, and they sound Nigerian. A hotel manager comes up to an actor and tells him, like he's recording. He tells him, uh, the actor is sitting with a young lady, and he's like, "Don't drink that drink," and basically tells him she put something in your drink. And the guy wouldn't believe him, and he's like, tell her to take a sip of your drink. If you don't believe me, make her take a sip. So I didn't watch the whole video. I found footage of the whole video. I sent it to Lady T Bug, so maybe she wanted to look at it and see. But it was just real. I mean, he got a heads up because God was looking out for him. Let's put it that way. I mean, I've kind of never seen that before. Usually we hear stuff about the bartenders and people being in on the scam
Hmm.
to I dose somebody, but the manager came straight up and he's like, I mean, he was just
I
bold
have the
with it.
link down there, Glorious. I pinned it for you because you did say you had something to say.
Come on up
Come
here,
on up,
Glorious.
Glorious.
I need a choir. Come on up here, Glorious.
I'm gonna let Glorious go first because y'all know she like to come up and say what she gotta say and drop
She
down.
Right.
Glorious, no, she don't be wanting
Oh,
to drop.
Shannon here. Vicky with the African accent, child. You know she gonna try the
Don't do not drink your drink. It's like,
Hey, Miss Boogie Down, welcome. Glorious, let me know if you can't find the link. I pinned it. I actually pinned it this time.
what is this
Normally I say I'm
foolishness?
a pin it and I never pin it.
She does
Okay,
forget to pin. She forgets to pin sometimes. You just
I
have to
get to
remind her.
talking, running my big mouth. Okay, there she
Here
is.
I am. I do be wanting to drop down. It's just that y'all be saying something that make me run my mouth again. I
Just stay.
don't
You can stay up now. I prefer for you
no,
to stay up.
no,
You don't have
I
to
Right.
drop down.
Stay
no,
on up here with us with the potty.
because half the time when I'm calling up, I'm doing something that so I be not having no business calling up. But anyway, anyway, I just wanted to say, let me just say this until I say I'm gonna drop down and then stay up on here anyway. Um, uh, yeah, for the past 2 days, let me just say this to you, Lady T Bug. You've been having me upset with this SS thing, because I heard a tape. I mean, I heard a call a couple of days ago where I had gotten to be so proud of her. I'm rehearing all of these calls, and we're rehearing them, so we're reminded of things that we forgot. So I heard one of those calls when she went off on him and, telling him, finally setting him in his place and, what you telling him what you ain't going to do. And I was so proud of her. And then I turned over and on your channel, and you started this mess with it with her about this acting like she is just
Helpless, but
helpless
bougie.
and
A damsel
bougie,
in in
slow, looking
distress.
down on people, all of that stuff. All of that stuff. They're regular, or these regular, the regular comment. That these, what did she say about regular people? We're not regular people, or they're regular people. Don't, whatever she said. I'm just, all of that has just got me so ticked at her. And then the excuses that people like to make, saying that, well, she was not raised in that generation, and they did this and they did that, and they didn't understand. No, people make excuses for her. Make excuses for her. It's either, for me, it was either she was totally slow. I'm going to be nice. Say slow, or she's with the crap, or she's with the stuff. Either
Okay.
or.
There's no in between for you.
Where's the in between in that? I don't understand. Somebody tell me where the in between is, and don't. Okay, I tell you what. Tell me where the in between is without using the excuse of her generation, because that's not true. That is not true. I had a sister of her generation, and I'm just out of that generation. And let me tell you something. That's not true. That generation excuse is not true about the fact that we just put up with anything, and we don't, we don't fight back, and we act docile and stuff like that. That is not true. So if y'all can tell me that there's an in between without using that excuse, that it's her generation, either she's slow or she with it.
I say it's both of
The
'em.
in between for me
She
is
it,
that
it don't
she's oh let me say it,
okay,
Glorious,
go
let me
ahead.
get
I'm
it out,
sorry.
girl. So for me, the in between is she's stuck between not knowing how to have a healthy relationship and wanting one so bad. That's the in between for me, because she's believing whatever he says at this point. Like there's nothing that he can say that anybody else can say to make her not believe him, to the point to where she think the police is out here in 2025 just making up charges on people, like making them up. They falling out the air. Like this, they just bringing them on down. Like this is not 1965 and Jim Crow. They not just throwing these charges out there. People are coming to them with this stuff. And because you're listening to him, you're not going and finding out the truth. Because as she went and found out, she'd have found out that on the warrant it tells you how your truck came to be. So you would see right there that in order for you to get your truck, this lady's stuff had to be turned in. But the in between, I'm going to explain it like this. It has nothing to do with generation. And I think some people get it misconstrued when people talk about old school, because
Mm-hmm.
old
Mm-hmm.
school and new school ain't that quite different, because most of us
That's true.
learn from somebody old school, because I feel like I have particularly an old school marriage, so to speak, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit of new flickered up in there too. But the thing is, old school is not what Shirley's doing. That's not old school, because
Nope.
my grandmother, who would be about 90, almost 100 right now, well, she would be 103 more years if she was still living. She didn't operate like that.
Mm-mm.
Not until his and her, they left this earth, she didn't act like that. And that's not old school to me. I think when people say old school, they think of the mentality, which is not their life, where women did ignore what their husbands were doing. However, their husbands, some of them were, and I'm not gonna say all women, because my grandma ain't never ignored nothing. Get that straight. My grandma a flipper ninja, okay? Because I done seen my grandma handle my granddaddy like, nah, bruh, this is what we not gonna do. But some women, then and now, because I don't get the old school mentality about it, but this is what a lot of people say. And I ask questions, because y'all know me. I say, well, what you mean? And they generally say, well, he took care of the house, he bought all the cars, he worked, she didn't work, and he paid for everything, and home was home, and wasn't no side chicks coming around and being Saya and all this other stuff. That's what some people, I think, mean when they say old school. I never mean that, because my old school wasn't that old school. My old school was, My granddaddy went and made the bacon. My grandma cooked it, told them how to eat it, when to eat it, and when not to eat it. So I don't understand how people don't look and understand that everybody's old school is different, because not everybody's old school was the same way. Because where that's my old school, when I mentioned my grandmother, somebody else's old school maybe their grandma said bye ninja, and he still took care of her household and he lived somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So it's different, and people mention her age as kind of a cop out, and that's why I say I'm in between as well, because I don't. I'm gonna tell you flat out, I don't like Shirley. I've never changed that. And the only reason, there's one particular reason why I don't like Shirley, and it's Sheridan and how they did this stuff here with him. But there's no right or wrong, top or bottom to how it is. It's always going to be an in between, because nobody is the same.
But
So,
you would
and if
never
you're not
sound
the
like her
type of
though.
person,
You would never sound
no,
like
I
her. You
wouldn't.
you don't. I mean, in these calls that she's been playing, that Lady T Bug has been playing for the last 2 days. It's not even about whether the fact that she listens to her husband or she follows the lead of her husband. She sounded like something was wrong with her.
But that's what
Okay.
I said. I said, that's why I said what I said. She doesn't choose to believe nothing she chooses to believe everything he says, and then she wants this relationship so bad. So that's a twofold kind of answer as well, because she believes in everything he say because she wants this marriage and this image so bad. She wants it to be this way, and in her mind, because she making up all these excuses, that is how it is. But see, you'll never understand that if, and I believe the only reason why I understand it a little bit is because I've dealt, because where I was and where I was for decades, I had to actually understand everybody who I was dealing with, and that was mostly criminals. So it was like
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm I'm in there reaching and picking and seeing all this different stuff, even though they done the same thing, they different. And what normal people don't realize, because y'all ain't had to think like that, is I can't believe this going on. I can't believe
So
that
we
you
need basically you need somebody that thinks the in between to explain
right,
to you.
right.
And
So in between
so
stupid and with the stuff, right? That's what we talking? We still on
okay,
that?
I said what I said. Can you shed any light on that? And then Vicky be thinking, because I know you been in and out, so they be thinking about your answer, Vicky.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. The in between stupid. Yeah, that's what
well,
I.
I ain't the one for the in between, because I've always said she full of shit, and she the real MVPG in all of this. Yes, she was on his side in the beginning. Then she started playing him so that she could save her own self. Because
Okay.
I believe she's
Mhm.
selfish. She's just like him. Both of them are narcs, and this is narcissism to the fifth
Mhm.
power. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
they both care about themselves. They say they love each other, but they want each other for what each other can give them. She want him to be a do boy. He want her to be the purse. And at the end of the day, she came out of this unscathed, other than her reputation, because she was able to keep her job. She's able to keep her
It's true.
livelihood. And he's the one who's locked up, and he was doing everything for, in quote unquote, for her, because that's a narcissistic attitude also. Okay. She said she wasn't regular like us, right?
Whew.
And I'm glad I'm not regular like that, because I don't want no raggedy, dusty ninja in jail. So I'll stay unregular. Okay. If I got to be regular like that, he got her feeling like she's a list star, and she's a Z list star. And she was, and don't forget, this heifer come from Chicago. So don't tell me.
Riding in first class, honey.
Yes. So in Chicago, it's not like she's from the country. Now, if she was from the country, from Arkansas, in a little woodshed, shotgun house or something like that, then I can understand this attitude. But that ain't
Hmm.
what this is. You from the city, so you know what to look for, what not to
Hmm.
look for. And
Hmm.
you said it yourself. All you care about is your
Rolls Royce.
clothes, your cars, and ride down the street looking nice. Your man putting gas in your car. You want him to do everything. You don't want to have to worry about anything. So you want to be a willful, ignorant idiot in my opinion. Yeah, that's exactly. And then you want to play like you the victim. He the damn victim and she the victim. So that's what gives both. That's why I say both of them are narcs. Okay. And it's made the best man win, and hell, she won. And that's the way I feel about it. I don't feel sorry for her. At the end of the day, she was trying to make an excuse for him, playing like God is giving him a Job moment when really he was Judas. Okay. And at the end and at the end of the day, God was trying to give her a Job moment. And she better be glad that she got a little favor with God, that he took her out of this situation so that she can live her life to the best of her ability for the rest of her days, and took her out this stranger danger situation, because they didn't even know each other. They learned each other while they was in jail. And to me, y'all act
Okay.
like y'all more in love in jail than y'all was when he was out of jail. Because you
Okay.
didn't even hardly see the ninja that much. You didn't even know where he was at. You didn't know what he was doing. And you didn't care. All you cared about is if he brought you something home. And he brought you the trinkets home so he could stay in your purse. So that's how I feel about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Vicky, you ready? And then Miss Boogie Down has joined us. So, Vic, you ready with your answer? She got us on mute. So while I wait on Vicky, I'm gonna read Lady Janice comment. I respectfully disagree. Different eras, different demographics play a huge part on the way women were raised. I still have family members that believe the man leads. Yeah, if he's doing wrong, God will deal with him. Yeah, it's pretty much to me, Lady Janice, like that down here in the South. And my granddaddy was an alpha male, so my grandma was gonna get busted upside her head trying to talk some mess to him. She was so happy when he left. At Shan Facts, my grandmother would have been 106 this year as she was married 3 times, divorced once. You didn't get a notification. Hey, everyone that's joined us. I'm sorry, I wanted to read that comment. Shirley started off saying she was not a celebrity. Then she gave it to it when Nesto started telling her that she was a celebrity. Okay, Vicky, I'm ready for you. I thought she came off mute. Oh, maybe that wasn't her. Okay, I'm gonna give her one more second. I'm gonna let Miss Boogie Down get up in here. I know she got something to say.
That's
Sorry
right.
about that. I was going to the
Okay.
dumpster.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you, and I was like, wait a minute. I thought I heard her, but then I looked down and you're back on mute. Okay, go ahead, Vicky.
The question was what? Could lay it out.
The in between. Glorious want to know in between because she either
What's
feels
the in
one
between?
way or not. Black and white
Yeah.
with her. Either she's
Yeah.
stupid or she didn't care. And what is there
It's
in
both.
between for you?
I think
So
it's a.
what is that both? What's the in between?
I think the in between is she's very naive when it comes to a lot of this for the jail stuff because she thought getting a bond meant you were done. She had. I mean, to me, it seems like she was under the assumption that being having a bond, getting released, case was done. That was the trial. That's it and that's all. She became, it seems like she became more aware as time went on, but I think a lot of this is willful ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Mm-hmm.
she's stupid at all, but
Mm-hmm.
I do think that she
She
wanted.
plays stupid.
Yeah, she does. And I I don't I don't approve, and it's not up to me to approve, let me put it that way, but I don't approve of the way she dissed her daughter. um I don't know what their relationship is, but she did diss her daughter for this bum. And I don't like that, but I think it's a little bit of both. I think the in between is willful ignorance.
Yeah.
She's choosing not to know these things. She
Mm-hmm.
chose not to go to the police station. She chose, hold on, y'all, let me catch my breath. She chose,
How far is this garbage can?
Right.
Right,
I'm,
Vicky, you sound like me.
girl,
Right.
I had to, shit, I mean,
She
the
did a
apartment,
mad dash.
I did, the apartment that I moved to,
Take a
the
drink of
dump,
water, Vicky.
Girl, I
Right.
gotta get up
He
the
ain't made
stairs.
it home yet.
The
Oh,
apartment that I moved
Lady,
to.
Lady T-Bug off tomorrow, Vicky. We got a lot of time, girl. Go get you some water.
Yeah. So
And we do, and we do.
she chose not to do a lot of these things. She chose to be ignorant. A
Mhm.
lot of it is willful. But
Mhm.
I think I do think she's intelligent. I just think
I
she
do
chose
too.
to be willfully ignorant and naive, and she wanted the comforts that he brought her, the small comforts, whether that's just being arm candy for her for the time being her do boy. You know, that's the
Mhm.
life that she chose, and that's what she wanted it to be like. She wanted to be able to say, here I am, 60 something years old, with a fairly nice looking man. Um, he's out here doing stuff. I don't care what these people are saying. He's not the kind of man that you think he is. He's something else to me. It's like, I don't care about those other girls. Just be good to me. That's kind of
Mhm.
that's the
Mhm.
attitude that I perceive. And I let Miss Boogie down go so I can catch my breath.
First and foremost, hey panel, what's going on, ladies?
Hey, Miss Boogie
Hey.
Down.
Lady T Bug, I am not a traitor, okay? I am not a traitor. I got enough
She
love
just
in this.
jealous.
I got enough
Yup.
love in this heart to support all my sisters,
Such
Lady
a
T Bug, all
hater.
right? I
Just a
got
hater.
but I think first and foremost, that's a wonderful question, Glorious, because I think it's something that I've been thinking about myself. I have a cousin, very briefly. I have a cousin that's 65. She made 65 last year. So she's 5 years Shirley's junior, right? And she
Mhm.
has that mentality. And I think I had mentioned this on one of Lady T Bug's lives when she was
Mhm.
going over Shirley and Nesto call before. She has that mentality. This is a woman with her PhD who is married to a straight up and down New York
Oh, yes,
thug.
you did tell your comment.
Never made sense to most of us in the family. He was arm candy. When I tell you, looking like Morris Chestnut, Idris Elba's love child, like gorgeous. But the dude was ignorant and he was very street. I think my cousin had gotten to a point where she wanted a baby. And she, at this time, I think when they got married, she was like in her mid 30s. And so she wanted a baby. She wanted the appearance thereof of having this good looking guy and the family that she wanted. She did end up having a child, and her reality was getting breast cancer. When she got breast cancer, she said that that was the ugliest that she ever felt in her life because her husband, when she had to have one of her breasts removed, he looked at her different. He talked to her different. He made her
Wow.
feel different. And so I think that in the Shirley era, and I get what Glorious is saying with age, it is different. Um, but it's the same. My grandmother, if she was alive, would have been 106. This woman was married 3 times, buried 2 husbands, divorced my grandfather that I never met. That was my mom's dad. She was not having it. She divorced this man when she had 4 girls with him, and 3 of them was still living at home. And she did not take any nonsense. And again, that was unheard of in her time. She was born in 1919. So it really is a mindset. I think that we share bad advice. We put, ideas, even down to, like I said, my cousin, I went through that kind of a little something too. You get to this age where it's like, you got this education, you have this good job, and then you're single and your family is looking at you like, well, what's wrong with you? Well, why is something got to be wrong with me? You know what I mean? So there's that peer pressure. And in Shirley's case, they're cracking down on her at the job or whatever have you. And so we don't know what emotional toll that's taken on her. Now, I'm not giving her an out. I'm just giving her an ally, because you don't know emotionally. People can appear to be strong mentally or whatever have you, but you don't know emotionally when people are making digs at you being, a certain age and being single, and well, you're good looking and you got this going on, and like that is like one of the biggest insults. Like when I go out now as a divorced woman and somebody says to me, like, well, why are you single? Well, why are you single, bro? Like, you sitting across from me. Why are you single? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
mean that you're a bad guy, and it doesn't mean that I'm a bad woman, or we both can be bad women and bad men.
Well,
Like,
you
but
have
at
that,
the
it
end of
can
the
mean you
day,
have settled,
But
right.
SS said they're jealous. SS said they're jealous, though.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that because she finally got into a status, like with my cousin, it was the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. Everybody was telling her, let's just call him Dave. Everybody was like, cuz Dave ain't, people were seeing him around town. And you couldn't tell my cousin anything. Why? Because my cousin was constantly, she was a book nerd. I forgot, she went to Hampton University, and I forgot where she went to Columbia University for grad school. So she was a square among her friends. Now she's got this gorgeous looking guy. Like, I mean, literally your mouth was open when he entered the room. He did have a job or whatever have you. And then they had a kid. And guess what? She found out she couldn't name her son after him because he already had a junior. Didn't know that, though. She didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? And so now you found out that you married this deadbeat or whatever, that you didn't do your full research. It was the same thing. She met him. He swept her off her feet. And within a year and a half of knowing each other, they married and pregnant. So we make sometimes very hasty decisions. And like I said, I'm just giving another viewpoint. Doesn't mean that I'm right. I'm just giving another viewpoint on where Shirley might have been. And at this point, she's 60. And you're getting ragged at the job. And we can all sit up there and we've seen people get kind of like bullied or whatever have you, or, like the joke never ends, like they did something stupid or whatever, and the joke never ends. And then constantly people keep reminding you of that low point. And so now you get a Nesto that comes along. He caters to your every whim. He caters to your ego. And so in your mind, it's like maybe for her, it was like, oh, you know what? He may not have, or he may not be a millionaire or whatever have you, but he seems like he has the potential. Why? Because she wasn't with him long enough to do her full research. And so therefore, she went for the okie doke. My problem with her was not that she fell for him. My problem with her was not that she married him. My problem with her was after 7 years and him having been arrested 3 times prior to this, you still kept going for the okie doke and you still kept making excuses for this man. That's when I start to go from being sympathetic and empathetic to her situation to now just saying you got what your hand called for, because now you're willfully being ignorant. You're willfully, and let's just say she didn't get all of the messages or whatever have you that people were telling her about him and stuff like that. Let's say she didn't get any of them. It doesn't matter, because you as a woman, this God-given instinct that we have that lets us know something ain't right. Like Lady T-Bug always says, you don't have to take Detective Fields and everybody's word for it, but where was your research? You weren't even looking to prove these people wrong, because somewhere in the back of your mind, you knew that they were telling the truth. Knew that they were telling the truth. And so I'm with you, Glorious. I struggle because, like I said, I can look at the beginning and see how she got there. My issue is more so, why did you stay there? Because had we not been in on this and had these discussions and these videos of these calls not been played, that woman, in my opinion, would still be married to that man. And that I have a problem with. You're okay with the fact of all of his indiscretions and him taking advantage of people until you became embarrassed. Now you want to cut all ties. And last but not least, I said it with the daughter situation. Everybody gets on the fact that he, was so disrespectful with Sheridan. And I agree, he's a piece of trash. But you know what? She let that happen. She brought that and welcomed that situation where he felt comfortable enough. Because see, you can think what you want to think about my son, but there is no man on this planet, even including his daddy, that's going to talk crazy about mine. Not nothing that came out of me. Watch your mouth and watch your tone. You know what I'm saying? As a mother, I don't understand her on that one. And I don't want to be judgmental, but I'm judging her on that because that would never be conversation that he would have ever felt comfortable enough. But like I said, that's the only little bit of grace that I give him, not for him saying what he said, but feeling comfortable enough because you brought him into that situation.
Right. And she said told him that his her daughter doesn't even like her.
Right. Nobody likes her, like Lady T Bug said yesterday, when she's not hearing what she wants to hear. She's kind of him, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't hear what he wants to hear and he blocks out everything. In her case, it's everybody hates me, everybody's against me. Why? Because I don't agree with you, because I'm
Right.
telling you 2 + 2 is not 3, it's 4. Now there's a problem with us. This long-term friendship. And I said that on another live, on another panel that we did before. The problem is not Shirley's friends. Shirley is not a friend to her friends. It's
Right.
not that they're not friends to her. In my
Right.
opinion, she doesn't know how to be a friend. Because if I gotta kiss your butt and if I gotta constantly be pouring into you and building you
Right.
up,
That's
then there's a
exhausting.
problem there. Because
They
we can agree
narcs.
to
They both are
disagree.
narcs. They narcs. That's what a narcissist do. Both of them are narcs, and they're birds of a feather that flocks together. The only difference is she's not a crook. She make her money legitimately, and he make his off of everybody else back. But both of them have narc behavior. Look up the definition of narcissism, and
Yeah.
that's what both of them are. They gaslight people. If you don't agree with them, you get gaslighted. Everybody hates me. Everybody wants my life. She think it's all about her. She is very self-centered. And it's okay to love yourself, but at the end of the day, you got to love other people too. You ain't the only one on this earth, i.e. your daughter. How about loving her? And you showed no love towards your daughter at all. All you showed love was you showed the love for him, for this dude. And it's not so much that she was getting older, because Shirley can make any 50-year-old woman, she can put any woman that's 50 years old plus, and she can, put us to shame as far as her looks and as far as her body. She in great shape. So don't tell me she can't get somebody else. That ain't what it is. It's that damn black bag. He
Yeah.
got
Okay.
her. He got her hooked on
Yeah.
that black bag, and what's inside that black bag. And like you said, the dude is 10 years younger than her. So it's always look at me, look at me. I'm doing better than you because I'm a star. And plus, I landed a man that's a decade younger than me. So that's the way I see her. And I've always had the same attitude towards her. I'm not on the fence. I don't care about what call we listen to. To me, she's still the same person, and he is too. He's a crook, and she wants to be the princess. She thinks she's a princess. She really does.
Mhm.
Okay. Vicky said she had something to add. Y'all know Vicky
Oh,
don't want to cut nobody off. And then Lion's mom joined us. Lion's mom, you're up next after Vicky.
no, I had a friend quite similar to Shirley, and we lost touch with each other like about almost like 10 years ago. But she was there are some parallels between her and Shirley, but long story short, she's an educated woman. We work together. Um, Well spoken, smart. She was dating, not dating, she was married to a guy from New Orleans. And I know New Orleans men. They ain't no good. Some of them, maybe some of them are, but quite a few of them, some of them can be rotten, especially the ones that think they look good, like them Creoles. They think they look good. They think they can get away with whatever, with whatever. And I used to wonder why she was with him, because he could barely put a sentence together. He was now the thing about that, he was good to her girls. They had been married for a long time, but he got hooked on meth, and she'd put him out the house and then let him back in, and then like he even tried to hit on me several times, and it, I don't like telling people like that their men are trying to holler at me, that because that can backfire on you. Eventually I had to tell her, but she would still take him back. But sometimes it's just for, I asked him, like, why, what's going on? Why are you with him? And she was like in her, I want to say she was closer to 60 at the time, and he was younger. Like, why are you with him? What's going on? Because I knew he was sleeping around on her too, and people would tell her, like, she had a house, her house was paid off, I'm pretty sure, and I know her car was paid off. She had like everything together, very successful, had her retirement set up and everything. I'm like, what's going on? And it was really just for comfort. It was that she she was not green, but she understood a lot of the stuff that he was doing. She just didn't say a lot about the stuff she was doing. She kind of even knew. She's like, I knew he was going to hit on you eventually, because it just, she says that's his nature. I'm like, but why are you with him? I'm not, and I didn't encourage her to break up with him. I said, just take care of yourself. If mentally, why are you with him? It was just the comfort. He would be around. He would do the things when he would be off of the rugs temporarily. He would he'd fix stuff around the house. He'd make her feel good. He'd clean up, and he'd do all these things that she enjoyed. Like, and to me, I see kind of some parallels there, because I think with Shirley, it's just the comforts that he brought her. She didn't mind putting up with like these extremes, but as long as he made her feel comfortable, and especially being older, it's like, am I going to be able to have another chance to get a decent looking man that will treat me? I really don't care about anybody else but me. Is he going to treat me okay? Yeah, he may whore around, but he's still treating me nice. He's always nice to me. Oh, the people want you on the board. Those are kind of things that she can show off, but as long as he treats her good, she can vouch for that. That's what she can vouch for. Those are things that she can feel. Those are tangible things that she can feel. But everybody else, it's like, well, I can't vouch for that. I can't vouch for what you're saying. And I wouldn't so much agree that she's I think she has narcissistic tendencies. I think she has strong narcissistic tendencies, because I think Nesto was a true narcissist. But I think Shirley has more of the tendencies and the personality traits, but not a true narcissist, because it's not always about her, but it's about her a lot. So that's all I have to say. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Vic. Come on, Lions Mom. Weigh in.
See. Hey, ladies, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, how are y'all doing?
We're good. How
Good.
are you?
Hello.
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited. I got another panel. I usually just catch it real quick and have to listen in the bushes, but I just wanted to say, like, I definitely understand Shirley being in the middle. I think that she's very educated. I think she's very intelligent, and it just reminds me of like, I've watched a lot of things on I follow a lot of cults, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these cults have very intelligent people that are in it, and somehow they get pulled in. And when they interview people, they always say, like, of course we don't think it's crazy, we wouldn't join anything crazy. They find some way to pull them in. For some reason, these people have a certain personality trait that clicks with it, and they pull them in. And it's not at the beginning that they start believing crazy things and saying crazy things and doing crazy things, and sometimes even committing crimes. But it's the manipulation and the brainwashing and all of that comes. And that's just, from my point of view, that's what I think we see in Shirley. I think we came into this story 10 years after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happened when they got together and how she talked herself into that one. Although I really think he used the Bible and church.
Mm-hmm.
And because I know plenty of people that will close their eyes and quote you something out of the Bible to make it right. And I think that he, in my opinion, I don't know, I think that was his way to get in the door. Um, and I'm definitely sure that she lowered a few of her standards. Well, I really
Mm-hmm.
don't like this and I don't like this, but he's great, he's a God-fearing man, this and that, he's changed, he's whatever. And just as the years have gone on, where at the beginning he probably wouldn't have pulled any of this, but it's constant. Like Nesto he is a predator, and uh what a schmoozer. He most definitely is, and he knows, he may not know nothing else, but he knows how to do that. So I just can imagine things did not start like this. Even the lifestyle, like Shirley wasn't broke. Shirley had a house, she had a G
Right.
wagon. It might not have been new, but he didn't benefit her that much.
No, I don't feel like he did either.
And so I don't think that it might have even just been the look of a husband and a wife that she wanted. But I don't think it was those, like, material things, because he really didn't provide that for her. And if he did, it was a trick because it was with her money, and I just know, like I said, we came in at the end of it at the 10 years when she was saying
Mm-hmm.
these things and doing these things. But by this time, he's already isolated her. He's done all the work. This is probably things that he has put in her head and said to her again and again and again. Now he can kick back. And the victim is mirroring the victimizer. She says the things now, he doesn't even have to say it.
That's true.
And sometimes, unfortunately, in these situations, victims end up victimizing others. And that's what happened with her daughter. She most definitely, I don't know if I could say that word, I'm sorry, but that's what she was doing to her daughter. And it was from things that, I mean, I know they struggle with their relationship, but some of the things that she said, y'all know how it is. We can hear and know when it's something Nesto has said to her. And he is the type of person that not only when he sees a woman, I think that he instantly knows immediately if that's the type of woman that he can take advantage of,
Mm-hmm.
and also situations. And he saw, her and her daughter have this struggling relationship that they're trying to get. He knew instantly that he could, come in between that and use that. So I'm definitely not saying that she didn't make any mistakes and she wasn't wrong. I just think that she is most definitely a victim. And I think that the difference between, well, there's a lot of differences between her and Nesto, but this right here is like a big, mirror that she has to look in. And she's most definitely has to, take accountability for a lot of things. And apologize and recognize even before she can heal that, okay, these are the mistakes that I made,
Yeah.
and I can't do that, I can't allow that, because I'm sure Shirley 10 years ago wouldn't have allowed most of the things that she had that was going on, even to the point where, like, it was a secret. Of course it was a secret, because this is ridiculous, Shirley. Of course you don't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
But the
Now,
only people
not
you have
coming on the
around you.
news, but
Yeah,
coming on the news was just really devastating for her because now
right,
everybody
right.
knows.
And honestly, though, it was the best thing that could have happened to her, because if it hadn't have went public, she probably would still be in the situation. Because when, victims are in the midst of that, like, family can't get him out, and he knows how to turn everything around, and her against people that are looking out for her, and he had his hands on her. So with him, it was like the perfect storm. Now he's away in jail. So she doesn't have that constantly. And then everything's public. And it's like, whoa, okay, this is not, yeah. She probably didn't even recognize the person that was looking back at her in the mirror.
I can
And
see
I
that.
just, yeah, I know how victimizers, how they operate. He isolated, and 10 years, the fact that they were together 10 years. And of course, we're looking at it and we're like, what relationship? That was a mess. That was Nesto's perfect setup. It was perfect. Like, he didn't even have to come home. He had access to her money. He had, like, it would, and I also don't believe that she was that she's a narcissist. She may have some traits now, but there's no way those two narcissists could coexist like that for 10 years. Like he had to have his perfect prey, and his setup, he had his feet kicked up. Like he could have done this for to his dying day, because he really didn't have any, even being married, I mean, it didn't mean anything except that he had access to her money.
That's true.
Let me see. I think that was everything. I had wrote it down because I don't want
I hear your
to.
clipper turning.
I don't want to be like going off on tangents. This one probably ended up with victims. Yep, I think that was. Yeah, I think that was all. Oh, and I underlined. I did say that I really think that he used the Bible. And I know so many people that are churchy people. And I'm not saying, believe in God, whatever you believe in, but that there's a difference between having faith and then finding excuses within this book or whatever for things that you know better.
Right.
You absolutely know better. And just the way he used to talk when she was on the phone with, it was God, this God, that God showed me, God talked to me, he gave me a vision. I know. And he was a completely different person than when he was talking, Tales from the Crypt. But he, just the way that he talked, Shirley, I'm sure that she probably was so exhausted and didn't even know how exhausted she was.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see all every last one of your points, and
Hmm.
I can
And
see the other side.
I definitely, like, I'm not giving her an excuse about the way that she treated her daughter and her friends. It's not an excuse. I'm just trying to give an explanation for how that came about. She might have been a very good friend before this. Um, Yeah, but the things that she would repeat, I'd be like, I know he said that to her a million times. And you know what? What sticks out of my head, what really makes me believe that is when that last phone call when he said, "Have you seen it?" And she said, "Well, everybody's been calling and sending it to me." And he said, "Right, just evil. They just evil." And she said, "No, because they want me to know and they care about me."
Yeah, I caught that too.
Like
That
that probably knocked him on his. He probably didn't even know what to do or say. As a matter of fact, I don't even think he said nothing after that. Like,
Change the subject. He probably changed the subject. You know he loves to do that.
he was so shocked. Like, wait, what? Because any other time, that's his lead in.
yeah, everybody's against you. That everybody's
Hmm.
just evil.
They don't want us together. They jealous. Yep.
Yeah, that. But then when she said no, mm, well, no, because he was digging. He's like, well, have you seen it? Yes. Well, people are sending it to me, and I've seen it. The
Yep.
the black guy, the black guy.
Black guy.
And she's like,
Black guy.
and he said,
And
you just
her,
evil.
whatever happens after this, like we will really get to see what Shirley Strawberry is made of, as far as like her character. You know what I mean? Like, if she can, there's always time for redemption. You realize the mistakes that you've made and you go apologize to those people that have loved you and you love them, and you know, and girl, write a book, come and tell us, because we're all of us are wondering how the heck did it happen. And you got Nesto over there that he has not apologized for one thing. I mean, of course, he has nothing to apologize about because he's being set up. But I'm saying, like with Shirley, I mean, no apology at all.
And if he do, it's a backhanded one to me. Like, oh well, I'm sorry you going through this because of me. And it's
Because of me,
not
yeah, because he
you're
went,
you're right. And it's not that's not an
that's not an
apology.
apology. No, right. It's not a real apology. And he skipped over. I mean, he didn't miss a beat when all this stuff came out. He did
Yeah,
not miss a beat. And I'm thinking, like, this woman is devastated. She's embarrassed, and that, you're right. That's what he was fishing for, Vic. He wanted her. He was wondering about the woman. What else did you hear? That's what he wanted to say. What else? What
and
else did you
even
see? What else did
afterwards,
you hear?
Sonia asked, did she like was asking, did she know about me? And he they both wanted to. I mean, I don't know if they both wanted to rub it in her face that sick,
Oh, I'm
sadistic.
sure. I'm sure Sonya wanted to be relevant too. She wants to know. That would have made her day. That would have made her day. And then all these videos coming back. There's so many, y'all, that where it's like, wait, did I miss that? But when I saw how excited she was with this Tasha K interview, and I mean, homegirl thought she had hit the jackpot. She thought it was just about to be on and popping, like, and both
Oh,
of them
she
were just
yeah
like
she
reveling in it, and I was like, what? These people are sick. They were happy.
She thought she hit the big time with the Tasha K interview because
She did.
she's like, I mean, seriously, she's like, because she kind of hinted like, I'm about to make the, I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I got to make the rounds.
And he coaching her, and I mean, I don't know what the, I don't know what they thought it was gonna be, but yeah, she thought she was about to be. I don't know who
Excuse
she
me,
thought she was about
ladies.
to
That
be.
is Tisha K, not Tasha.
Tisha,
Tisha
right?
K.
Tisha K. Tisha K.
Tisha
And
K. Thank you.
I
And that's
mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say that's another thing that keeps me so interested is the Shirley Nesto thing is really what got me interested because I was just baffled, like how the who the what, and then uh Sonia, like I have never, I don't know anybody like her. I've never seen any like, and she needs to be a case study.
Yes.
This woman is
I agree.
she is a mess. Like she really
Hmm.
needs to be a case study.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was some trauma when she was younger, but when I think she can't, get any dumber or go any lower or be any more, like she'll do it. And I'm like, girl, like what? She needs to be a case study.
Well, all I gotta say is
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
what y'all talking about?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
On mute.
I'm going back on mute. I'm going back on mute.
Yeah, y'all go back
Just
on
bring
mute.
it down. We can't control ourselves. Just go on mute.
Yeah,
I'm going on mute.
and line mom,
Cause she didn't
that's
smacked her lips and said,
right. Cause I'm eating,
She's
child.
ready.
Child, I'm eating. And I was just sitting here listening to that nice disposition that line mom have, and it sounded very nice, very very nice.
Isn't her voice nice and calming? And then
Yeah,
now we
nice
got,
and
I said
calm.
what I said.
Yeah, here
I'm
we
going
go.
back on mute.
Mhm. So if she said they not regular folks, right? They
That's
ain't
what she
regular.
said. That's what
Well,
she
what?
said.
Well, why you
That's
go
what she
walk
said.
down the aisle with a regular dusty ninja? Because what's so special about him? What makes him not regular? Okay, that's what
Mm,
I'm thinking about. And at
you're
the end of
right.
the day, who wouldn't want
He's not even regular. He
but
was
who wouldn't want somebody to stroke their damn ego? Who wouldn't
right.
be enamored? Who wouldn't be happy with that?
You're
Excuse me.
right. You're
This
absolutely
hot sauce
right.
getting in my throat. But yes, getting me. But who wouldn't be happy with that?
No,
Anybody,
you're
yeah,
absolutely right.
anybody would be happy with somebody that stroked their ego, and that should have been a red flag right there. Anybody know that's been in a relationship? No, ain't no ninja is gonna be that nice to you every day, 365 days out of the year. Now, yeah, your
Hmm.
man will start out doing things for you, but at some point, you're gonna have to remind him, "Hey, you didn't do this," or "Hey, you didn't do that." But I guarantee you, he probably dotted every I, crossed every T, every time. Whenever they did see each other, okay, because it
Mm-mm.
wasn't on a regular basis,
Mm-mm.
and so that should have been a red flag right there. Hey, this ninja too nice. And don't get me wrong, I'm not mean or hateful or nothing like that. It's just that I've been married. And I know
Oh,
how
Mhm.
it go. And
I
every day
Mhm.
is
definitely
just not gonna be
understand.
no, yeah, every day is just not gonna be no good day. Okay. It's just like that. And
Mhm.
so if somebody is sitting here stroking your ego 24/7 every day, 365 days a year, uh, uh, every day out of the whole year, you may
Ask
want to
some
look in.
questions.
Yeah, you may want to have a few questions about that because nobody is perfect and nobody's going to be nice to you like that all the time. Nobody's
He
going to
wasn't
Right.
serve
that
you.
ego. He was stroking. He was making her forget
Yeah,
whatever house they done lost or whatever he had. That black bag was like that was gonna bring him back.
right. And that's exactly what he used.
It
What's
does
that
it,
black bag? And she got to understand it. Anybody got to understand that's in a relationship. The best relationship you can get is a 80-20, but most people don't even get that. Okay. And when I say 80-20, 80% of what you want and 20% of what you don't want.
Okay.
Hell, yeah. And the way that she talking and the way that they acting, she act like she had 90-10.
Y'all believe she was having sex? Y'all believe she had sex with him? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Hold
yeah,
on.
once a month.
Oh, hold on. Wait a
or
minute.
whatever she liked to do. It might not
What?
even been sex.
Yeah,
You
whatever day
know,
it was scheduled.
whatever.
I'm back on mute. I can't.
Just took it down just when you thought it was safe.
I thought it was safe.
Well, it's safe. I'm going back
She
on
back
damn
on
mute.
mute.
With it.
Shirley, sound,
Now, I tell
Shir-
you what, I'm gonna let y'all go on with y'all nice disposition, and I go back
No,
on mute.
No, I
Shirley
love your
seems
real
like
That's just how my
disposition. I
mind
just
thinks.
can't. I don't want to interrupt because I'm screaming and hollering in my house.
yeah,
Keep
we
your
need that.
disposition. We need that. We need that.
Well, at the end of the damn day, everything is a schedule and everything is prim and proper. So I'm pretty sure that was scheduled also. Okay.
I think Shirley
Hmm.
is a cuddler. I don't even think that she really. No, I don't think they did it that often.
I'm
Pro-
with you on that.
I think
Yeah, I don't
she
either.
likes she just likes cuddles. She wants you to
Mhm.
be in the room with her, but she'll ignore you.
Rub her
Mhm.
feet.
Mhm.
Yeah, rub my feet,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
massage my
Mhm.
scalp, give me a
There you
hand
go.
massage.
Mhm.
Like I think
Yeah.
that's what I think she likes. As far as the nookie goes, I don't see her
Mhm.
like
Look at
getting like
Bank. Look at Bank now. Bank.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
and yes, exactly. And if it does go down, it's the missionary work.
Mm.
It's
Well, at the end
I
of the
don't
damn
believe.
day,
And
I'll
hurry
say
up. And hurry up.
I'll give my first opinion on their love life is they didn't have one. I
I don't
honestly
believe you.
believe
Mm-mm.
they didn't have one. They don't. Just even looking at
No
like the wedding
chemistry.
pictures and
No
yeah, it was just
Mhm.
chemistry.
like I don't know about y'all or nobody else, but my husband is constantly touching me. I
Right.
don't know, even in public. Like it's like, and we've been knowing each other for over 30 years. So I'm like, I don't, from what we saw in the videos and stuff like
Mhm.
that, like I didn't get a feel for none of that. Like I didn't get a
Yeah.
feel. I
Right.
don't. The black bag wasn't for her, in my
That's
opinion.
Right.
right.
The
That's
black
Yeah.
That's
right.
why I
bag
I
ain't
stayed in
what
the
I
got
see.
her
car.
hypnotized.
I
That's
What
why I
got
agree.
stayed in the
her?
car.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why
That's
I was in the car. What
don't
got
it
her
need to be at room
hypnotized?
temperature, Shan? Do that need to be at room temperature?
I'm back
Right.
on mute.
He said
I'm
he
back.
not a loving person. He said that. He said he don't. He ain't no touchy feely type person. He told little Scooter that. She said, "You never tell me you love me." He said, "Well, I ain't that kind of dude." But at the end of the day, when she get that wine
No,
and
I'm
love,
saying
I
most
don't
people
think
don't
so.
see
Mm-mm.
us PDAing, okay?
right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
there is a thing. I don't give a care who you are in a
Mhm.
relationship.
Mhm.
I told y'all this is what I did for a living. I read people and I
Right.
watched body language. You are taught. We took classes on body language, everything. And then you put your own little personal experience in there with it. Ex- y'all tell me, because honestly, the black bag would have me still going if it was black bagging. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was
Mhm.
Shirley and the black bag was really black bagging the way she acted, it should still be in effect. Because
Okay.
I don't see, and I said what I said. You can agree with me on this. Even back when Shirley and people would flirt with her on the radio and different stuff, she wasn't getting it. It wasn't. It was rooftop. It was none of that.
Oh
So when
God.
her and Tommy used to have this like thing where they flirted on air, it was surface. It was all fluff. It was no for
Substance.
me.
It was
Yeah,
Mhm.
and for
PG. It
me,
was PG.
yeah, and for
Mhm.
me, it's
Mhm.
like looking at before Lil Scooter took everything down. Look at the videos with him and Shirley, the pictures they
Mhm.
took, all this.
Mhm.
When we take pictures, especially selfies and different stuff, we close as hell, me and my husband. Like we right there. I be like,
Right.
put your face over here. Let's come on. Let's take a picture. And he know when I say let's take a picture, he mean get over here. He ain't standing over there and smiling and holding my back from a distance. You can see his elbow crease and all that. Nah,
Right.
But
like
she look
But
like
they were.
she in love, but he don't look like
I
he
was
in
about
love.
to say that. I said what I said. They
Yeah,
look
I
he
don't think
don't
so.
photo.
look
but
She looked
y'all got to
photo
take into
ready.
consideration that Shirley is
Mm-mm.
the pseudo actress because this radio
That's what I just said.
personality.
She looks
So
photo ready. Yep, I
yeah, she's
Yeah,
agree.
photo.
always photo ready.
Hmm.
Shirley looks
Hey,
Yep.
now today like she looked when I first saw her
Yep.
about 20 years ago. So
Hmm.
Shirley is in her role. And I think it's all just her perception, what she puts out. Because when I hear her voice, because
mhm.
that's another thing too. When I hear her talking, I hear misery. I hear that she's lost. I hear that this
Oh
lady is
wow.
like
Mhm.
she just a dummy.
I
And I don't want
agree.
to say dummy, but
Yeah.
she's just in these
Mhm.
clouds and it's just not
Yes.
registering. Like Lady T Bug said, I think it was earlier today or yesterday, ain't no wheels up there turning. It's just
Hmm.
not. And
Hmm.
as a couple, even when I see couples that aren't affectionate or what have you, I know people like that. You know, it ain't no big
Hmm.
deal. But you still see the coupling.
Yes.
I
Is
have
it like
never seen,
robotic
yeah,
shade? I'm trying to
yeah.
think.
It's just, it's not, it's almost like, well, we know they didn't know each other. And see, that's another thing. It's like a new
Yeah.
relationship. When you don't know somebody, y'all not all, you know what I'm saying? You don't know them. That's
Hmm.
what it was. And that's what it's given. That's why
They
Mhm.
I
look like the married
wholeheartedly,
couples on Married in the First 90 Days or 90 Days of First
yeah,
Sight, or
yeah.
like
Okay,
they
that's
met
Hmm.
each
Not
other
10
on the day they
years.
got
that's
married. Yeah.
LC
Hmm.
right there.
Exactly. Not 10
Hmm.
years.
But
Not
Hmm.
10
Sonya,
years.
Sonya act like she more in love with him than Shirley do.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
even them the new
Exactly.
ones. Them,
but I'm
I,
telling you though, he
yeah,
used that black bag on her and made her do that at
I don't
least
think
once or
so.
twice. I
I
do.
don't think
it was
so.
the
But
And
you
that's
know
what
what?
cocaine.
sealed the deal.
Hey, I said what I said. Another thing about
Hmm.
Sonya and Nesto's conversation as well, I can hear him smiling when he talked to Sonya. You can
Hmm.
hear a smile if you know
Well,
what
he
you're looking
used
for.
to.
He's
Used
smiling when
to.
he talked to her
Yeah, he
most of the
is.
time.
He is.
He's
Hmm.
smiling when he talked to her most of the time. He ain't smiling when he talked to Shirley most of the time.
That was
So
a
It
that's
job for
gives
another thing.
him.
Like,
it
Now he
gives
treats Shirley like
business.
she his mama.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a job for
And that's what
him.
she
That's a
acted
job.
like.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
job for him. It's a
That's
yeah,
job.
what
Oh,
because
she
she the
now
acted
part.
like.
He was
let me
right.
read Joseph comment. I had to pin it right here. I might be in jail, but when I get out, Shirley and I going to another level off of me. I had to read that, Joseph.
And y'all, was there one? I not in one call did either of them ever be like, "Oh, baby, I miss you so much. Like I just
Mm-mm.
miss you."
And
Even
Yeah,
they
when
he
never
said
Nesto,
it.
miss
He
each
said one
other.
time. He said one time that he wanted to, do that. But
we
when
He
even get
said,
out, I was gonna say when he was talking about when we get out, we not gonna be sitting in the house. We gonna be, I'm gonna go get, groomed and all this wax and all of this stuff done. And he was ready to turn up, and she was like, and she
"No."
was real dry with him. I was like, oh Shirley, you better
What?
kiss
I,
him in
Also,
if you want him.
think
I thought
about
he
this
said they
too.
was gonna get
He
a
was
cup of coffee.
he also said when she was in the car with Debbie, he said I had a dream about you.
yeah,
I dreamt that we
hmm,
was humping,
yeah,
and but that
hunching,
or
Wait,
hunching.
he
hunching
said.
or whatever. And but also you gotta think like that's not romantic either. And I think
It
with
certainly
Shirley,
isn't.
No.
she gives off frigid and
Yes,
Ice Queen when it comes to the bedroom. She
yes.
seems like she does not exude a sexual energy.
Mm-mm.
So it might take a lot to really get her to loosen up, and then she might also be the kind of woman that they think is God's watching. Like
Hmm.
if you try to do something
I
freaky
don't
to her,
believe she that
but
godly,
she's
Vicky.
I don't think she's got. I'm not saying that, but I don't think she lets loose like that.
I
You
do.
know, I disagree. So I
I
even
didn't know
but
that
when
she
here,
said that.
Her age plays a factor too. Her age plays a factor.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
can't
it
just
does.
not dance around that. Her age
That
We
plays a
know
definitely
she
factor.
does.
Hey,
postmenopausal
Magic
now.
City, there
Lady
was
Yeah.
in the
no
streets and
passion.
a freak in the sheets.
Nah, I
I
Nah,
think
doubt.
it's
nah.
I
always
don't
my
see
been.
that.
neither,
Nah,
my
nah,
neither.
Mm-mm.
Because if she
nah.
was, she would not allow. I'm gonna say this one
She
thing that
wouldn't
I
allow him to
do
be in
know
the
about
streets like
that
that.
though. She would not allow him to be out like that
That's
because I
right.
don't know about other people
Diseases.
that's married, but I got an attitude if my husband walking here after 1 o'clock. I got a problem. I'm having I'm
Mhm.
looking like, what the
Where that
did he
thing
lose his
been? Where
mind
that
or
thing
something?
been? Where
Hello,
that
hello, hello. Like, huh? Like I and see that's why I'm like, it was such a disconnect even listening to them talk. It's like I can't believe, because to me, in my mind, I'm thinking about this like probably Will Wooten thinking about it. She's a mark, and he's
Yep.
doing just what he has to do to
Yeah.
Yep.
keep her happy enough to keep getting her money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
And
said once.
you
Mhm.
and some relationships are not just, and as you I will say, as you get in the menopausal stages and you have a partner, it's different. It's very different. And I don't see, without any something on her part, where for 10 years it just was a okay, hun. And I don't even, for me, I'm just like not seeing it. It's just like I feel like he was trying to make her happy, and that's why he got caught in the end, because the money was no longer making a circle. So he was moving too much. And remember, he didn't have access to her money all along, in my opinion. I believe the access to the money was maybe some years. It wasn't the full 10, but I'm thinking at least 5 or so,
Okay.
maybe. Because I feel like the money, he told her, I can do better than what you're doing, and at
Yeah.
first it looked like it. So, and that's all Shirley needed, because the sexual component was not a thing for her. And
Mm-mm.
I can
Yep.
tell you, some people at her age are getting it in and getting busy, but
Yes.
just listening to her
Yeah.
and how she was single, and she would say she wasn't even really dating. So, I mean, I don't know about nobody else, but if I'm not dating, I'm going to be humping on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Most of my
if I'm not
friends are
married, you know.
most of my friends are like between they're older than me, let's put it that way, and then some of them are in their 60s and 70s, and a lot of them stay hot to trot, and I mean they're married too, or some are just single, but they actively they be out there. I mean, they're like cougars, and do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to get over that, if get over that post, menopausal or postmenopausal hump
Yeah.
of because sometimes your body changes, your walls thin out. You got to go take some
Mm-hmm.
supplements to get back right, or to do whatever. But I'm not saying she's not sexy, but she doesn't seem sexual. So I
Okay.
agree with
Yes.
Shan where
She ain't no Eartha
she
Kitt.
no,
Nope.
she's not out there like lifting her leg up and walking up to Nesto while he's sitting at the dinner table, lifting her leg up is like taste it. Something
She just
like
want to ride in the car, y'all. That's
Touch
her
it,
she
touch
deal.
it,
just
touch it,
Okay. She just want to
Ki-
ride in the
touch it,
car.
touch it,
she
touch it.
not
Right.
walking up saying kiss it baby, or something, like she's not. And he seems like he's just one of them guys that,
He
come
don't
on,
seem like he would do that anyway. But go ahead.
let me
Finish
do it
though.
to you. Can I, oh, I'm
Shut
hard, come
up.
on, let me do it to you, let me stick it in, I'm hard right now. Like he's one of
Yeah.
those guys.
Oh
And
God.
Vicky, he
But
does
what?
not seem like he's. I don't understand, because he also does not seem he pleasures these women for real either.
Come on,
That's
That's
why
tell
I'm
it,
right.
like,
Shan. Come on, Shan, tell it.
Right. No. No. Mhm.
I'm not seeing that, because why
Me
do
No,
you need
man.
either.
all these
Okay.
toys and this
Me
black
either.
bag if you know what you're doing? Because I done
Mm-mm.
met some to know what they doing, folks, and they don't carry around black bags
They
and all
sure
this
don't.
zoom
He
zoom
need
zoom ram
help,
whams.
Shan.
Because
Yeah.
Yep.
everything
Tell
he
it,
does
Shan.
is
Tell it.
for is part of a manipulation, and whatever the woman, he probably knew Sonia was a little, she go like that. Everything he does is for a reason. It's for him to get more control over a woman.
It's about control.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he could tell, he probably, after that, what, how long did Sonia say they talked? 3 hours that first day. He had her pegged.
Oh,
He said,
remember when
okay.
Sonya on the one I was that in the trials, y'all testing trials? Oh no, or was it before that one? Oh, ponytail. It was in the ponytail. What I'm playing. And she was talking about how they had did it on the bus, and he thought she had to go. And he was just like, okay, get dressed. I said, well, okay.
That's what
Teddy
right.
Pendergrass. Turn
Well,
off the lights. Turn them on. Come get up.
off.
well, at the end of the day, don't y'all forget homegirl got a good poker face too. So y'all can think that if y'all want to. I
It's not the
feel like she
face.
got
I
that.
said what I said. I'm
I
not.
feel I feel like she got that poker face, poker demeanor, and she's a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. And no,
Shirley,
he's
You know
yes,
why? You know why I
yes,
you
don't feel
coming
that
over
and
way
me
is
for
and
that,
is
no,
because
Shirley?
hold on, hold on, hold
Shirley?
I
on,
don't feel
hold
that
on,
way.
hold on,
Mm,
hold on.
okay.
No, he's not a
Nesto don't need it. That's
romantic
why you
person.
want.
He's not a
Mm-mm.
romantic person, and she don't require him to be romantic. And if he just say lay down, well, like Sunshine said a while ago, rain and garden. She just lay down and got them two positions or what have you, and that's enough for her. But
I
at the
said what I
end of
said.
the day, I
Uh-uh.
guarantee you, he putting the
Mm,
work.
Mm.
But
I guarantee you, it's scheduled. It's
but
scheduled.
but but why would she be the type of woman, wife, who would knowingly allow her husband to be out in the streets the way he has proven to be, staying on the bus and all of that stuff, not knowing what he's doing for weeks at a time, and allow him to come back and be with her?
Well, at the end of the day, she said she didn't like that, and he said he can change that. He can be at home if she want him to. She,
But
cause she,
ain't,
she,
ain't no
Y'all,
woman her
he,
age,
it's
ain't no
not
woman
y'all,
that
her
he
age
was
she,
going to
not.
and
it's
allow
not
I
that.
ain't
so
so
much that
Georgia
she liked it. It's not that she liked it, but
She ain't
she's
gonna
a
have
vet.
sex with him if she knows he's out
But
there like
she's a,
that. She's not
she's a
gonna do
very
it.
well.
I don't think
When
she
he
knew
took a
he was
real
out there
bath, when
cheating
he
like
took a
that.
real bath once a month, they got together. Okay.
And see, I left that part out. I said what I said. Now, on top of everything else I said, that right there, they ain't even sleeping in the same room together because you
Or the
smell
same
bad,
house.
homie.
Or the
You
same
smell
house.
bad. You smell,
Mhm.
no, no. She's not giving. You finna get on her
Mm.
perfume, come in her perfume sheets, smelling like
Smelling like
two
what he
weeks
was
ago.
smelling like, because she be like, "Why you smell like that, Nesto?"
And
Hmm.
y'all remember he had that 24-hour barbershop. So that was an excuse right there. I'm working. I'm working.
That
I'm working.
barbershop was closed, but I maybe
He
Shirley
probably,
didn't
Yes.
know
no,
that.
you're
But you know
right.
Hmm.
what? I
But
would
he
have got
probably
out the
had
bed
her.
one night and popped up there too for a 24-hour haircut. Her hair was short.
Yeah.
He had an office.
He
He had the
she he would
basement
call
where they
her
could have
and
went in and turned up.
he probably would do a Dion. Oh, I'm just flying in from. I'll be in tonight. I'm
You
in
mean
LA on
Lamont.
business.
Lamont,
You know, Lamont. What I say? Who did I say, y'all?
Dion?
Yeah, yes, Lamont.
But I
Well,
don't.
she the one
But
complained about it
that
on the phone.
smell is probably worse than being attracted to him because you can't tell me somebody walking past you smelling like 2 weeks ago and you gonna be like, oh yeah, let's go lay down. No,
I told you when he gonna take that bath once a month. I told you everything was scheduled. It was on a schedule. He knew on
I'm
the
gonna have
fifth
to mute all that stuff.
on the day before payday.
Back on mute. I can't.
He took that bath and they got together. Okay,
Listen,
No.
Joseph
twice.
said, "Sure,
With
I
all
sure
these
don't."
with all these diseases out here, mm-mm.
Joseph said, "I sure don't." So we gotta get the man perspective from down here in the chat now.
Joseph, call up.
Joseph
Yeah,
said he
tell him
sure
come
don't
on
Yeah,
what?
up.
right.
Joseph said he sure don't what?
Something y'all up here talking about these men. Listen, and there are some people say they disagree. Shirley wanted him out the house, but baby, he could
I
be out
agree.
on his
I
own
agree.
dime, not on my damn dime. But hey, y'all know I ain't sharing my income like that.
Can I just say this? Let me just say this because I had an ex who well, y'all know I've been up here said how many times I've been married, but anyway, I had an ex who I knew at some point in that marriage was out there slinging it, and I'm just telling you, ain't, and ain't no way in the world he was coming back to me, and you slinging it
Yeah.
from pillar to post? No, no, oh no, you ain't bringing that stuff home to me. So
Not me.
it's
I don't want that
not me.
community D. You didn't want that community D.
Most certainly not.
for
Most
the
certainly not.
streets.
You staying if you staying out all night with that means that automatic for me. That means my mother used to say ain't nothing open past two, but you know what?
Legs,
Legs.
baby,
That's
legs.
it. That's
Well, she
it.
sure was trying to say that when he went, hon, are you talking about getting a divorce? And
Oh,
he
he said
was
too
Yeah,
talking
fast.
about
because
getting a
it's
divorce
all about the show for her. She ain't
because
want
he
But
him.
that's what I said
That's
he was
earlier.
that's
I
talking
what it
said
about
what I
getting
is.
with
said.
Sonya. So
Gina, they
he
cutting up.
He was trying to get on out the way, and she didn't want to get out the way because he had already
But
made
that's
plans
part of
with the
her.
scooter.
That was
She
part of
wasn't
her
going to
in
sleep with him.
between, though. I said what I
Yeah.
said. That was part of her in between. Her part of her in between was, I need to be looking like something in this
Yeah.
Yep.
relationship,
That's it.
and
Yep.
I don't care
Show.
what you're doing. Like, it's
Yep.
like,
Show. Mm-hmm.
okay, so, and that's what makes me think that they weren't doing anything and she didn't care, because for you not to care means you don't care to do nothing with them, because I'm
That's
not
right.
finna be doing something with you and I don't know what you out here doing.
Thank
That's not
you.
finna happen. But if she was doing something with him, he wouldn't have been that absent, because you being that absent, I don't care who you are, male,
Yeah.
female, other, whatever you
Yeah.
pronoun, whatever you using, you gonna think like, if you ain't in here doing it with me and you
Somebody else
stay
gonna
on the go,
slide in.
you're
That's it.
doing this somewhere else.
That's
So
it.
don't
Well,
play with
Buck
And
we
me.
my
We not
say,
thing
finna play
is,
that.
if for me not to care, he gotta. I mean, I gotta be a kept woman. Like I don't even finna be
That's
doing that for
exactly.
no broke
Yep.
mofo. And Nesto is broke as hell to me. Like he ain't got enough
Let's be
money to
Hmm.
fair.
make
He
no.
ain't
I'm
got
gonna throw
nothing.
Can't
Nesto a
afford it.
lifeline here
well,
now.
Buck we say, don't make me spank you. Oh no, we're not doing none of that. So what that mean?
Yeah,
Let me
So what
throw
that
And
mean?
Buck
that's
Because
what
they
under
ain't
she
gonna
was
do
the
it.
like,
bus.
Because he
You
ain't
ain't
gonna
what?
do
spanked her
that.
before. Okay, what spanking mean? You doing
Because it's
something
been
else.
years. It's been years. I said what I said. And that's why she was like, what? Because if my husband said it, I just be like, shut up. And she was like, what? She got offended. Like,
She
what?
did
Who
get
you
offended.
talking
be
to?
none of
Like,
that. Ain't gonna be
that
none of that.
mean we ain't doing that, because, and then y'all
Ain't been doing it.
remember, she's caught him doing something, and this is in the span of that. So I feel like they ain't done nothing in a while, because
Yeah.
whatever it is she beat him up about. Remember that one little snippet we got where she didn't jumped on the man?
Oh
So
Yeah.
for
yeah.
me,
That was a euphemism I think he was using.
I don't
no,
believe it either, Vicky.
I don't think it was an actual jump on. I think it was a more of a, I'm not dealing with you and we're not having sex and you're out in these streets. That's what it's jumping on for her, in
Hmm.
my opinion, is. But for us, or for me, it would have been an actual jumping on. But for her, it's a going off more so off of her normal, yes, hun. So I think for me, that's where he say he putting 50 on 10. But we know, I in my mind feel like, thinking about them, listening to them when they didn't know we were listening, is, no, that was her. He got caught doing something with something, or somehow with something that was not in her image, and
She
he
knew.
got her talking to. He got caught though this time, because that's why he said she didn't jumped on me for what though? What
Yeah.
else would make a wife jump on you? Because apparently she still didn't realize you was spending all her money on nothing. So now what's she jumping on you for? Because either I'm jumping on you for my money that you spending, because we know he was spending the money, or I'm jumping on you for being community ping. I think it was a community ping. That's, I
And
mean,
remember, she said Monica or somebody was telling her what, was reporting back
riding
to her
around
what he was
Buckhead.
doing. Yeah, some of the stuff he was doing. So yeah, she's not. I don't
But
believe she's
everything for her
stupid.
is reactional. She's
Mhm.
got to hear something, or her image has to
Right.
be
Yep.
embarrassed.
Yes.
She has to
Yes.
Yeah.
be embarrassed in order for her to take action. And I just want to throw a lifeline to Nesto. Yes, I'm going to say it, and y'all going to have to beat
Oh,
me up
just say
virtually.
take it back like
I'm gonna
heavenly.
throw, I'm gonna throw him a lifeline.
And
She
take it
seems,
back.
excuse my language, boring as F. And I don't blame the man. Now, damn it, I'm wrong and I know it, but damn it, I'm on his side with that one. She seems annoying. These calls, Lady T-Bug, and when Lady T-Bug dropped that link yesterday, I wanted to come through the daggone TV and
Vicky
get
too.
her.
Vicky's got
But
on me as well.
I wanted to come. Well, it must be a Libra thing, because I wanted to come through the day. I was like, "Is she serious right now? Like, how you gonna get my blood pressure here and then not even drop the link? Talk about, I'll drop it tomorrow." I was like, "Oh, for the love of God!" But
Right.
nevertheless, like those calls expose how freaking annoying she was. Like, she's annoying, and I'm never justifying. I've been a married woman. I'm never justifying. I feel like when you gotta feel like you need somebody else, you need to be somewhere else. but I just, I had moments of sympathy for him. And then that made me mad at her even more. Cause now you got me feeling sorry for this no
That's
good ninja. Like,
definitely a Libra
you
thing.
are annoying. You are annoying. You're a pain in the neck. This dude, like, you can't breathe nowhere. You can't, like, when he was like, when she was talking about getting, going to get the food and going for a walk and stuff, like, oh, no, you can't be out there. And my thing was like, why can't you? Like, that would have been my
Yes,
response, like, to,
girl.
to my husband. Why can't I? What the hell is wrong with you? Like, if I live my life the way you got me living and you locked up, I really am gonna be asked out up in these streets. Like,
Right.
it
That
just
was his
was like to the
friend.
point where she was just like, oh, I know, but I'm hungry. Or maybe I could order, or maybe I could. Are you kidding me right now? I was like, B, if you hungry, and yeah, I'm calling her the whole bitch. If you hungry,
Right.
get you something to eat.
And
Like,
y'all talking
You
about
know, like,
meat.
why won't she just go down there and ask the niece, hey, do you want to get something to eat? I'll pay, or something.
right.
She just will.
Or if you
I
Well,
did it.
ordering something, can you let me know? And can I
Yeah,
get in on with you? Like, whatever. Like, it's
yeah.
just like she just became so annoying to the point where I can only imagine, like, yeah, this man sometimes he needed a damn outlet.
He needed to
And
turn
like I
up.
said, now I'm
well,
mad
he
because
told
you got
Dre.
me defending his trifling A. And it's
I
just like,
feel
but
you. I
I
felt
get
the
it,
same
Nesto.
way.
Like, get the hell up out of there because she's a pain in the neck right
Well,
now.
he
Like,
told Dre he told Dre and he told Scooter he was tired of acting. Yeah, he did
Yeah,
say that. So
he
he
Well,
did.
was tired. He
well.
was tired. And
He did
Dion
say
told
that.
him, and
Hmm.
Dion told him, well, you in jail. You ain't got to worry about no bills right now. And he was like, I sure don't. So
No
he was,
overhead.
yeah, no overhead. So he really was a little tired of fooling with her. But hell, he the one who signed up for it. Like
That's what
Dre
Dre
Right.
said,
told
And
him.
he
he
Yeah.
That's
tried
had
what
to make
Dre
he
it
told
had to
him.
work.
have her at the
He
end
knew
of the
what was
day.
gonna make her happy. So he said, here, jump in the back. I'm gonna drive you around. I'm gonna
Right.
be your chauffeur. I'm
She
gonna go get everything you need. Whenever he saw a little bit, he jumped on it
Yep.
and he got an A+ all across the board and all the
but
stuff that he knew. And she
here's
probably was
Hmm.
like, "Ooh, wow."
He
you
was
know
done.
also it you I have been with boring partners before too, and I have been unfaithful before too. And that's not an excuse to cheat, but because
Mm-mm.
if you're that unhappy, you should leave. But he
So.
wasn't gonna
Hmm.
leave, and yes, he did know what made her happy and what made her tick. He got into her psyche very early on.
Yeah.
Um, but it is also, if that's your partner, supposedly your partner for life, you do things to try to like bring them out of their comfort zone to make them develop as a human being. Now, if Shirley, Shirley does seem stubborn because she is a Leo. She
Yeah.
is stubborn
Oh,
when it comes to certain things. That's all fine and dandy, but you kind of have to slowly introduce it to them to try to bring them out of their comfort zone. I'm not talking about just sex. I'm talking about just in general life experiences. Yes, she seems like, I agree, she does seem boring as hell, and I have said that before.
You have.
she
mm,
she does seem kind of boring, and like she's a homebody and all that, but while she's still young and vibrant, and don't make her scared to go out, don't make her scared, don't keep putting ideas in her head where she's scared to do something, or because I personally didn't see a problem with her walking to get something to eat, or like
mm.
ordering Uber Eats. Like, if she wants to walk, go walk. But then he comes with this, what you walking for, what you walking for? Yes, she should have went and knocked on the cousin or niece's door and said, hey, if you want to go pick up some food, you mind? Or I'll, like you said, I'll pay for it, or I'll order us some food for tonight and tomorrow,
Yeah.
or how
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
that?
good luck with that.
But my point is, like, I just he's a failure as a man, period,
yeah.
because
Yeah,
he's
His
not a he's
yeah.
not.
husband didn't mean
He
that
definitely
was
got
the
shortcomings,
title.
Vicky.
And you know
Yeah,
the
he
paparazzi
didn't
was after
respect
her. She
that.
couldn't go out like that. Shit.
That the
Oh yeah.
paparazzi.
The
I'm
paparazzi.
The
I wouldn't be
paparazzi.
surprised if some of her stuff got reported to the media by him. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He
I,
told her, the old girl, to go over there, and Steve and Monica, knowing
Monica, isn't that
that
Mhm.
was
terrible?
just hurt Shirley dearly. Go over there. Them people like drama
He told her
Mm-hmm.
twice to go over to Mississippi Monica's page,
with the
cause
big head.
she gonna make with them fucked up ass eyebrows. She gonna make sure Shirley, he was trying to force her hand and force her into something that she didn't want to do, or that he knew would make her look bad. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did things to bring attention to her. I think he just despises her.
Yes,
I think
He
so
does.
too. I think he's very jealous of her.
I
He
do
is.
too.
Can
He
y'all
is.
imagine? Can y'all imagine sleeping with the enemy?
Right.
Laying
Mm.
down next to somebody that secretly despises you. Like that's ooh,
That's
that's deep.
horrible. And you
Yeah,
could
that's
tell when he
horrible.
was talking about to me it really stood out. I mean, it stands out a lot, but it really stood out when Dre and Dion was trying to explain to him like what all Shirley was really going through. Like they're talking to her personally, not on these recorded calls where she has kind of been reserved to, you know, address certain things. And he like, man, he just brushed it off. He pretty much was like, man, don't people like her? Don't people love her? And one thing I heard from Ebony is that drama sells, but Shirley is not the content over on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. So that's not
Hmm.
going to sell. People are not tuning in to hear her read that letter and Steve answer it, right? So it's like he didn't care. And I felt like he was jealous because he knew that Shirley had a support system and people that was gonna look out for her, and he
Yep.
did.
Well,
Yep.
Vicky
I
always
agree.
brings that up about his what you call it, his anxiety, and that's what it was
Yeah.
when he got to that point where he knew like, oh, this is going to be a long run, like I'm not getting out. He started getting manic. You
Yeah,
heard him
yeah.
spiraling because
Mhm.
now it wouldn't matter who he sent around. That's why he kept staying on Dre, Lamont, and Dion to pretty much do temperature checks and make sure that they
Mhm.
stayed in contact with her because he knew at like whatever control he had and whatever narrative he was spinning, he knew it was being dominated by now her real support team. And that was
Mhm.
just unraveling him. Like, and there was nothing he could do about it. And no matter what, the sad part was, aside from Lamont, who I think is just as despicable as him. And I think even with that, I don't even think Lamont is as deep as he tries to pretend like he is.
No.
Oh
I
no.
think he's a all the way clown. Just says like he's a Sonya.
Yeah.
He just says whatever he thinks the
Yeah,
room
I can
wants
see
to
that.
hear, right? But when he noticed like Dre and Dion wasn't going along with what they was like what he was saying, like
Block him. Block him.
he felt the control was
Yeah.
just he was like everybody who admired him allegedly and all this other stuff and took orders from him, like everybody was starting to formulate their own opinions and thoughts, and therefore they were moving the way they felt comfortable. He lost it. He
Block him.
literally lost it.
He
Yeah,
Block
couldn't.
because
him.
he told him to block. He told the scooter to block their number,
Mhm.
and that's probably and one of the factors, like you guys said, Dre was on her side. Even his all of his people was still trying to take up for her, and he was just shooting it down. Even Lamont told her, "You got to put yourself in her shoes." Dre told him, "You got to think about where she's coming
Mhm.
from." Dion said she was a great person, and he shot them all down. He wasn't trying to hear none of that. All them folk gonna be all right. They gonna be all right. That,
They
that,
gonna
that,
be good. They
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 gonna be
good. They
good. They gonna
good.
be good.
They gonna
So
take care of her. Them folks
yeah,
gonna
they gonna
take
take
care of
care of
her.
her.
One
Yeah,
thing I know,
yeah.
they gonna take care of her.
So don't y'all
They
have to y'all
would.
don't y'all worry about taking care of her. Y'all just watch her in so many words. Y'all just watch
Just
her.
just watch her. Just keep an
Yeah,
eye on her. Just
keep an
check in
eye
on them
on her.
folks. Just check in on them, and yeah, go take some flowers over there. But I agree with Miss Boogie down when it comes to like he gets in these like rage moments. His anxiety gets so bad that he rages because he doesn't know how to articulate himself. We know that he doesn't know how to articulate himself. So when I say rage, it's like everything just when he things start coming at him, he can't control anything, so he just acts out, and he does these compulsive things that would be detrimental to another party, or even detrimental to him. So him trying to get Sonya in contact like Shirley said, she was done. Right now she can't handle it. She needs a break. Dion told him, Dre told him, Lamont told him, but yet and still he's sending this third party who is like willing to go there. I mean, she's willing to at least engage slightly. She knew where the hell Monica's page was. She did not want to involve herself that deep with it at first, because you can find she kept saying she couldn't find Mississippi Monica's page. Um, he's willing to involve this third party who I know he realized that she was crazy too, but he gets in these weird headspaces where it's almost like his blood pressure is going up. He's got nothing pumping to the brain, and he freaks out, and he's like, well, just do this. Nobody's listening. He thought he was mad because nobody was seeing it from his point of view. Just scam her like I've been scamming her. Keep doing what I've been doing. All you got to do is do this. She's stupid enough to where she'll go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
And as time went on, I'm assuming her confidence was building back up, because she does seem like someone who suffers from low self-esteem, just like him. They're both commiserated together when they were talking about these when they were talking about people being jealous and all this stuff. They were just commiserating together, and that's what he enjoys. Someone who will just like be miserable with him in these bad points, because she was so busy trying to make him feel good and make him feel special while he's in jail, that he didn't really realize that she was already pulling away from him, because she did not understand, and he didn't really want her to understand the process. But I do have I have 50% empathy for Shirley, and then 50% empathy is like, you need to take accountability. I hope that she has taken accountability for what's happened. You got to make better decisions going forward. You cannot like back off your family like this. You can't put a stranger that this man is basically a stranger to her. A full on stranger. You got to ask how many grandkids he has. Possibly you don't even know how many kids he might have either. Like, this is a stranger to her. So I heard what Glorious was saying about the stupidity. it's it's just willful ignorance, and I think at the time she wasn't excuse me, she wasn't willing to take accountability just yet for her making this decision of to be with this man and to choose other people who were actually looking out for her over this man.
Well, one thing time will do, it will uncloud your judgment. And so that's the
Mhm.
best thing that she had going for herself, whether she believes it or not. And I know both of them wanted him out, but the time is what allowed her to see clearer. Because as long as she was entangled with him, she was going to fall for the trap. And
Right.
Mm-hmm.
so whenever she did that ultimatum call and just totally got herself away from him, that's when she was able to see clear, and she could see him for who he was. And with him staying in jail as long as he did, and everybody in the world, including Jesus, coming down and just knocking her upside the head and telling her this wasn't a good thing for her, I'm pretty sure she probably looked back. And that's what you do when you're in a relationship, especially when you're married and you're going through a divorce or you're thinking about divorce. One thing it does make you do, it make you think back, and it make you try to connect the dots. Okay, so when he said this is what this really meant. So what she was
Mm-hmm.
doing was she was deciphering all the lies and the BS that he was
Mm-hmm.
telling her, and she was
Mm-hmm.
able to open her eyes up and to, and like I said, connect the dots and figure out where this ninja was lying and what was true. And really,
Right.
he probably gave her 1% truth and 99% lies.
Yeah.
Right. And I think part of his that manic where he was spiraling. Nesto is not a thinker. He's not a thinker, and he just
He's
reacts off of
impulsive.
other people's. He's very impulsive, and he reacts off of other people's actions, and that's part of his manipulation. Like, if you come at him this way from the right, he's gonna come with an answer around from the left and around the corner. Like, that's just how he worked. And so, being that he was in jail, he had no movement. So he couldn't, the manipulation was just almost all the way gone. Because he can answer the phone and say anything, even like the text messages to, was it Scratching, where I'm here and young Dolph got killed, and
Yeah.
the car lot didn't call you, they're supposed to be dropping you off. Like, he can kind of maneuver so much and say certain things. And being that he was stuck there, all that is gone. There's no more excuses, because this is where you at. So you weren't here, you weren't there, you weren't here. And he's not able to process and think. So the only thing he can go off of is just what's her reaction. That's why all the fishing, and he wants to know, did you see, did you hear, or what's the temperature on Shirley?
Well,
And
apparently he did that out when he was on the outside too, like questioning Shirley because
Yeah.
she said something. She's like, what's with all the questions? And he's like, well, he said something like, I gotta know because I'm in here. I can't see you. She's like, no, like that was, you did that before too.
well, of course, y'all know. Well, I don't know. I've been with the cheater before, and they will question that. They'll question you like you're the cheater. Like, he that's how he kept his temperature on, especially if he wasn't around Shirley. And Monica was telling her stuff. I'm sure he got to ask her.
I mean,
He
yeah,
had to ask her.
I think he probably there's a lot of temperature checks going on throughout the relationship. Well, what's so and so? What's the going on with so and so? What she did? I bet she just filling your head up with all kinds of stuff, huh, about me. Cause
Hmm.
I saw her, and I bet you she just filling your head up with all kinds of stuff. Even I think he was even like pivoting to when he was asking about Steve. What your boss saying? I bet he just think I'm guilty, huh? Like,
Hmm.
planting that seed in there. I would say he almost wanted her to even abandon Steve,
Yeah.
to
Almost
just.
definitely, he
You
did. He did.
remember,
And if he was
that's true,
out, he probably
Vicky.
could have almost gotten her to do that. If he was out on bond, just
No,
because
no,
he.
no. He did. Listen, remember what if I was in a wheelchair with one leg? You need to make a. He was pretty much telling her, because you remember he had already talked to
Yeah,
Sour Lemon, and she was like,
yeah, you're
she could
right.
get another job.
You're
She
She
could work
right.
in
gave
the
him the
back.
rundown.
I
Right.
forgot about the. Yep.
And he went
Yep.
right on with his little bootleg version of what Sour Lemon told him and was like, well, pretty much saying you need to choose me. What if I was sick? What if I was down and out? What if, I'm still your husband?
Well, I'm in a coma right now, so you got the control of my life right now.
You know what I'm
But
talking about?
but yeah,
See,
it's
they killing people in what he said, Fulton
man.
County Jail. People dying every day. She said, "What? You're
People,
in Cobb County.
you're
You're
in
not
Cobb County.
Mm-hmm.
Jail is jail. Jail is
Mm-hmm.
jail.
Mm-hmm.
He
He's
Jail
he
still
is
in
messed
jail
up.
and
danger.
men's
He's
ain't
still
men's
in
no
danger.
more.
Yeah, he's still in danger because he in jail. So
Men's
jail is
ain't
men's
jail.
men's no
is no
more.
more." Yep.
Yeah.
Men's ain't men's
No,
no
he
Men's
more.
really
ain't
he's
men's no more.
this ninja is something else. He really is. And y'all talking about y'all don't know how he put up with her every day. I don't know how the hell she put up with him every day.
He
I
wasn't
just I
Because
home.
can't.
he
Uh,
is a bugaboo. He probably wasn't at home, but he probably was texting every
he's
5 minutes.
a bugaboo behind bars because he's not in control of the scenes. But I do not
I
think
think
he
so,
is
Miss
as
Boogie Down.
bad. I don't think he's as bad. I think yes, he definitely has bugaboo tendencies. You don't just develop that. But with him being in jail, I think that's why he becomes more of a bugaboo because he's used to being able to be in a situation to talk that talk. Now the lawyer's not coming to see him. Nobody's listening to him. He can't. So now he's got to be a bugaboo to you because he's got to get somebody to convey what he needs, to get his point across or whatever have you.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's the annoying one when he's free. Now that he's in jail, yeah, he becomes the bugaboo. But
The
I think
switch
she
roles. Okay.
definitely, oh God, she just can't do nothing. This woman couldn't tie her damn shoes. Like I never I
But
was
that's
so
why he was gone
Her
because
shoes
she
was in
couldn't.
storage. Her shoes was in the storage. She didn't have them.
But she
I'm
act like
like,
she wasn't single for 19 years by herself though. Cause she was
right,
married before. She was married before. And at the end of the day, she felt like this was a good man because he wasn't dotting her eye and busting her lip. So that to her,
right.
because he was doing mental abuse, that was just fine for her. because he's not hitting me. He's not doing anything physical. So I got a good man, Savannah. I got a good man. And so your good man got his good butt in that jailhouse. And thank God he did, so that you could see what good man, what type of good man he really, really is. And you're right, he can't control the narrative, and it is taking him out.
A lot
And,
of women. Go ahead.
and
I'm
he,
sorry.
wait, I'm almost finished. And he can't control little Scooter, and he don't like that either.
Oh, you're right.
A lot of women who have been in abusive relationships and don't take time to properly heal. No, I know it had been, some years since she was with Sheridan's father. But you still may not be healed from being in that bad relationship. So a lot of times if you've been in that situation before and you do not process and take time to do the work of someone who has been, you know, on the receiving end stop on the receiving end of being hurt by your significant other, you will think that, okay, well, he said, I'm looking for somebody who's not going to do that to me. So they don't necessarily recognize the other types of abuse that there are out there: financial, emotional, mental. So
Oh yeah.
all this stuff that he's doing, just still behind bars, he was still doing it.
Yeah.
You know, just don't, well, f all that stuff, and
Yeah.
just
Start
when I
over again.
start
God
over
bless one
again.
time,
Start
he'll
over.
bless
And
us
just
That
save
again.
is
yourself. Save
crazy.
yourself. Don't worry about me. Just save yourself.
It was
That,
something, Lady Seabug. I forgot. You said you had your notes. It was something he said about um damn, it was about her belongings. She's like, I don't have anything. And he's like, well, all that stuff is like material, and you gonna get all that back or something. You gonna get all that back,
10
but
times over.
you
100
3 times
Yep.
over.
times.
But
Yep.
it was but he said something specific. It just, and I broke it down to like, oh, he said something about, you go through problems so other people can, the way he explains it so stupid. You're going
Well,
through
your
this.
pain, he said something about the pain for gain or something like that, and
Your pain is
Mm,
to help somebody else or
yeah,
something.
to
mm,
help
mm,
somebody else
mm.
gain or something. He said it wrong.
And
I know exactly what you're
I know
talking
what
about.
I know what the euphemism he was, and what he was trying to say, but I also understand what he was trying to say, with the reason why he was trying to say it. It's like, okay, you're just pay I interpret it as, just pay for my lawyers and I'll get out, and I'll finesse and maneuver all this other stuff. I don't know how he thought he was gonna finesse and maneuver out here once he got out, because
Yeah.
Erica was
Right,
locked up.
right.
So
Especially without Erica, he wasn't doing nothing.
Well, he said it
Well,
was
he
3 million.
was doing something because Erica was not involved with this stuff with
Right.
Melody, Gail.
Yeah,
They
you're
didn't
right.
know Erica. They
And he
never
You're
said,
met her.
right.
and he said it was 3 million people moving to Atlanta. So that's
He was
million
gonna go to another
opportunities.
county, child. He was
Right,
gonna go
3
to a damn
million
another county.
3 million opportunities to start all over again.
was that gonna be 3 million people who, I mean, because it just sounded like he was d-dashing to get
He was
that.
just gonna go to another county, not them counties he was already working in.
Mm-mm,
Mm.
baby,
And
it.
I cannot believe, like, when you think about it, this man was not paying rent and they get evicted, and he, instead of accepting it,
Kept
you
going.
file an answer and want to sue and get a fake lawyer and say Shirley is like that. It is so crazy to me. Like, instead of just, let's pack up and move, and or even, let me put a deposit somewhere else. Like, his lies, he will tell a lie and tell a lie and tell a lie and keep telling lies, and
Yeah,
Just
but
I
look how they was trying to handle Pine Grove. Now at Pine Grove, you literally was paying with bounce checks, knowing those checks were never going to clear. You still had your cars out there, knowing that you giving the landlord the run around. Then you got her writing letters. If you don't
what was
get
the
your
point of
shit, you
him
get off
getting
that man
Pine
property.
Grove, y'all? Why do y'all think he did that? Because Shirley
And,
wasn't living there, right?
and
No.
getting the HVAC system all updated, or good well
I
you weren't
thought
gonna
he was
pay
gonna
them
try to
people.
do it as an Airbnb. That's what I thought he was gonna try to do.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I
right.
think
Yep.
because he is. I mean, I don't. Charleston White is he's not a reliable narrator, but he did say something about he thought they were trying to get into the Airbnb business, which I wouldn't be surprised because that's another kind of sort of scam that's becoming prevalent. I think they were going to try to take over them people's house. That's another. I mean, because it
Squatter.
squat and then be able to kind of flip the paperwork around because Erica seemed like she was knowledgeable in that to flip the deeds around and forge signatures and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they moved in, squatted, and would have tried to take over that house and say, well, they sold it to us as like this because we paid them this. So I mean, they had a lot of different. I mean, they had various scams running. She had hers. They simultaneous scams running, and he was just doing the most. He was doing the desperate scams because he had nothing coming in really
Right.
besides like getting Shirley a car and a ring.
I
Like,
thought he
sir,
was gonna try to sublease it and charge higher rent and make money off of it.
I mean, we don't know until we actually hear from Erica
And
what the
she's
intent.
never gonna tell the truth.
No, Erica laying low.
Yeah, she's not gonna tell the truth. She's still doing the whole,
She's
she's
a
a
victim
church
too.
Well,
going woman and she's a victim. Yeah, she's not gonna
if they tell her to tell
tell
the
it.
truth, she's going to have to, or she'll have to report to jail. I mean,
No,
her
she
sentence,
won't. She
her deal,
already
no,
got
her
her
deal,
plea.
her deal is
That
contingent on
wasn't
her
part of her deal.
cooperating.
No,
No, no,
that's
no, no,
not.
no, no,
Yes,
no, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
Her
no, no.
cooperating. Yeah,
Yes,
Her deal has
I think
nothing.
she good.
No, she already did her part. Her
Mm-hmm.
deal, like remember,
but she has
remember
to
in the
cooperate
YSL.
though.
No, 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 no. Let me
She,
finish. In the YSL charges, and you read, they write everything is in their documents. We had Lady T Bug got her documents and she read them. That was not contingent. Her deal is not contingent on her testifying
no,
because
not
it's not.
testifying.
I was finna finish because it's
Okay, I'm
written
sorry.
in that she already did her portion. She turned over those hard drives because there's nothing else that Erica can offer them about Nesto. She offered what she had, and they know that she was just his pseudo lawyer. So that's all she had to offer. And when you make deals like that, even in Georgia, because they kind of back they deals. Here we don't give you probation until the other person is finished. You don't get to start serving probation. However, there they let you start serving your probation, but you will violate if you don't follow through.
Right.
But that's not there's nothing in any of her paperwork that was signed by her and the prosecutors that was published and filed with the court that says she has to. And that's one thing that I learned with that trial that they have to do if that's part of the deal. That's not
So
part of
they
the
won't
deal
call her
because
though. If they call her,
she's
she
not.
has to answer
No,
correctly,
she
right?
does
The
not.
def-
No, is she
She
on the
does
witness
not
list?
have. She can go up there and say I
she's not.
assert my Fifth Amendment. She does
Oh,
not
okay.
have to
Okay.
go and testify for them because that's
I
not
don't
Right.
even
part
think
of.
she's on the witness list.
The
Right.
defense
That
can
was my
call her.
last thing. She's not on the witness list, and I wouldn't call her if I was the defense. The state
Right.
could call her, but I
Right.
wouldn't call her because, like she's a liar. She's a proven liar because she was
Mm-hmm.
acting like a lawyer. So you
And
don't want to
yeah,
call her. You just use her evidence, and
Documents.
If they
Right.
do call her though, I'm just saying, speak hypothetically. If I'm just asking hypothetically, if they do call her, and the defense, they say the defense, if they do call her and they ask her any kind of questions and she's under oath, is she's still obligated to tell the truth though, right?
I assert my Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate
Yeah.
myself.
Or other than serving, pleading the fifth, other than pleading the
well,
That's
fifth.
it.
she's already
That's
admitted.
it.
She's already admitted guilt for playing his lawyer. She's already admitted guilt for the charges that she has. She doesn't have all the same charges that Nesto have, even though they're intertwined together. If you go
No,
look
I
at
know.
what
I'm just saying she can't lie. She can't get up there and just arbitrarily lie.
She ain't even gotta say nothing though. That's
she's
the
Right.
whole
She can
already,
just plead the
yeah,
fifth. She can plead
She's
the
Yeah, that's the
fifth.
already
crux
admitted
of
her
it. Like,
guilt.
yeah, the crux of it is she don't have to get up there and say nothing. That's what it
Right.
is. She
She
can
can
get
just
it. They
plead the
can
fifth.
call her all they want to, but it's not good for the defense to call her, and the prosecution don't have to call her because the things that I believe she explained to them they got when they took the warrant and went in her house. So she just probably opened it for them or showed them what it was, but she
You don't
doesn't
think the
have to
defense
get
would
on
want to
the
call
stand.
her? You don't think
She's
the
No,
not
defense?
on the witness list.
no,
They
No,
should have put her on
I'm
there
just saying you don't think that they wouldn't want to call
No,
her.
no, no,
no.
Okay.
no.
because the
That would
stuff
be
that Erica was involved with, they've already connected it with Nesto. Like he can't lie and say he wasn't on Zoom call with her. You know what I'm saying? When she was playing his lawyer,
and he
that's
asked for her.
now bigamy.
Right.
That's Nesto. Melody. That's Nesto. Gail.
Mhm.
That's Nesto. Regina. That's Nesto.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia. That's Nesto.
And
And
he's
they don't
trying to
need to
put the
call
Pine
her. All
Grove
they have
thing
to
on
do,
her, right? He's trying to say this was all her.
no,
So,
all they have to do is ask her if ask Shirley. They don't need to call. See, the person you call is Shirley. And what they do is they
That's why I
ask
tried to
Shirley,
tell them that earlier.
on these dates, did you give him permission or her permission to go to court for you?
Yeah.
Yes or no? No, I did not. I didn't know I had a court date. Boom. You don't need her to corroborate that because Shirley is the more believable witness on that for the vehicle.
right.
Did you sign this paperwork? No, I did not. So
First of
that's
all,
why,
are you this lawyer? No,
right. So did you hire this lady as a lawyer? Did you know she was a lawyer? No, I did not. Because
Mhm.
apparently, according to Erica, she only met Shirley a couple times.
Yeah.
So it's like you do, it's certain things that the defense is not gonna do if the prosecution don't do it, because it's like, why would I give y'all information to hurt my client? Because Erica
Yeah.
hurts
Mhm.
him. Erica
Yeah.
hurts him. Shirley
I
hurts
can see
him.
that.
Why would you? Because you can't just go out there getting information as a defense and then say, oh, I got all this information and evidence, but I'm not going to share it with the prosecution until we get in court. Not true. There's discoveries that go both ways, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. That's why, because watching TV, you don't see Matlock, Law and Order. They defense is not sharing with the prosecution what they get, but the prosecutor is sharing with the defense. That's not a one-way street. That's a two-way street. And most
Yeah.
people don't understand that that's a two-way street. It's only certain things that the defense doesn't have to share with the prosecution. I don't have to share my defense strategy. I don't have to share certain things. However, but if I get this witness that said this statement, I have to share that
They both
statement
have
with
to
you
interview
too.
him. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
both
Okay.
have to share that statement. So it's like most people don't know that because they think, oh, the prosecutor just got to tell me everything they doing, but I ain't got to tell them nothing. No, it's a two-way street. And that
Okay.
two-way street can be dangerous sometimes, especially if you prove something that you don't want them to know. And that's why I don't believe Sean has talked to nobody on Nesto's team, and I don't believe he want to. Because if you get some information that's damaging or something that you have to share, you're basically putting your client under yourself, and that's not your job. Your job is to let them try to convict him and defend whatever they put up. That's why the YSL case was gonna win, because the speedy trial, because they had so much junk that they hadn't went through, that there was no way, because they had no real evidence. So it's I don't think Erica is good. I don't think Erica's needed actually at this point.
Yeah,
She's
she's
just
already
going on
turned
about
up
her business.
everything. Because that's why
Yeah.
I know people want Erica to be, but when all those cases, Erica name is only on that lease in the lawyer stuff. She's not a part of that. In that lease stuff, it's not that landlord is not a victim in these cases.
The landlord is on the witness list, isn't he?
I said the victim, like you know how the other ones
Oh,
have the victim statements and they actually are
yeah.
charges. That's what I mean.
Yeah, he just on the
Erica
witness
probably,
list because he started the whole thing.
if she wasn't involved with Nesto, she probably would still be out here. She probably wouldn't have got
That's why I
caught.
always say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I wanted to say about the house. In my opinion, about Erica in the house, she was divorcing. If this is what Vicky was talking about, from something I heard somewhere else that has not been corroborated, but in my opinion, She was divorcing Shorty and wanted the house. And he said she was trying to steal his house. So in my opinion,
His
just
mama's
listening to
house.
what he was, yeah. So listening to what he was saying is she wasn't stealing the house. She wanted the house as part of the divorce. To him, it was stealing it, but she wanted it as part of the
Oh,
divorce. That's what in my head that was. It's not because there's
yeah.
it's hard to steal a house if if somebody if there's a lien still on the house, and if I know if what was said was true, there's still a lien on the house. So you would you would in turn have to go through a lot of stuff to even get your name put on a deed, and that's difficult whether you can flip paper or not, because regardless of flipping paper, there still has to be like a title company that verifies that stuff, and that's not one thing that I've seen on their paperwork and or in they stuff, but as a title company, because it just don't take a lawyer. You need a title company to move that paperwork, that deed like that, because you just unless she was quit claiming it, but in order to quit claim it, you got to have a person whose house it is with you to quit claim it, like
Right.
Stupid did with her daddy.
You got to
So
sign
it's
off on it.
yeah, it's house is not easy to move unless it's paid for, and then it's still some legalities that I don't think they were into, because if that was the case, it would be proof that they was. If you doing that, it's gonna be proof that you've already been stealing houses. But that's not. I don't think that was the case. I think she was honey trapping to get them houses. That's what I think. But and it very well could have worked if the house was in his, because it probably wasn't in his name. It probably was in his mama name.
Yeah,
But
somebody
that ain't
said
his
it was
mama
in his
house.
shawty
Yeah,
house.
that ain't his
And
mama
I don't
house.
know,
That's his house.
do he have siblings? Did he have a will? Do they gotta go to like I wonder, I mean,
Right.
that could get tricky
But see,
down the
that
line.
was the thing. He had the house in his mama name, but they was living in it. But he was living in it. So, in my opinion, I think it was like a lot of dudes do, and they put stuff in their mama name. And I think that's what the. But see, she knew it was his house, but it was just in his mama name. That's how I saw the whole situation. Because when you go, the things that he was saying just didn't add up to me. So
Yeah, and I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
you
But I
kind of
just I
yeah.
didn't
He,
know.
he
Even
he
if it's
didn't
in
make
his
any
mom's
sense.
name, if he didn't handle the proper paperwork,
His
it's
mama is still
still
his mama is not deceased to my knowledge, but it was just she knew the house was his. That's why she was trying
oh
to get
no,
the
that's
house.
not gonna
Cause
work, Pooh. That
yeah,
ain't gonna
she
work.
didn't, and that's why I say she don't know the legality. The real estate legalities wasn't her specialty, so she couldn't have
Sure.
stole that
He
house.
was
She just
just
and it
busy.
wasn't
He
stealing. She
probably
just
was
wanted it.
being busy.
Yeah,
But Shan, I thought the landlord name wasn't on the witness list.
I thought it was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
remember.
remember.
Because I think it was the
I
name that
know I
started
didn't
with a
see
end
Erica
with a
name on there.
K. Erica's not on there, but it's a man and a woman, and they both got the same last name, and
Seeing
one of them
Erica
was
was doing
K.
some real estate scamming in Florida. Oh yeah, I don't know about that.
Scamming and taking houses is two different things. You can scam some people, but switching a house to your name, what was she switching houses in her name? Did she have houses in her name? Because that's what he said she was trying to take the house from him. That's what but it was just I want that house in the divorce. It's your house, it's just in your mama name. That's what that was about. And if you notice, he's not come out and see this is what made me look at him sideways too. He's not really come out and told the particulars because you don't want to tell the particulars, which is that's what it was. So you just make your little statement and run, come over to people's
I know
comments
Erica had
and
a
chat
bad
sections.
check. I know Erica had a bad check here in Florida, but I don't know about the houses in
I've
Florida.
never heard of her in any real estate anything from what I've seen or what I looked for. I don't recall her being in the real estate. And that's why I said listening to him and what he was saying and knowing how that went down, yeah, he gonna say that. That's in his mind, she was trying to steal his mama house because it's his mama name. But it's the house you
Mhm.
live in. Your mama
Gotcha.
don't live there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, I got a comment. Let me see. Okay. Okay, Lion Mom. Thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate it. She got to
Loved
drop
it.
down. All
Well,
right,
that's good.
y'all. We about to wrap up our first portion. Y'all know I got a little story time for y'all. We probably not gonna be able to get through all of it, but we'll try to at least do 30 minutes. She had herself listed as a real estate agent in Florida. Oh yeah. See, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, she
I
did.
haven't looked into Erica.
Um,
I even found her.
So her being a real estate agent is fraudulent.
Do you mean real estate agent or when she was passing herself off as the leasing person and renting
No,
houses and stuff? Is
they're
that what you
saying in
mean, real estate?
Florida.
But that's
No.
what
There's
I'm
a
saying. She did say that she was. Remember, she was doing. That's how they got in the houses. She was playing as a, and those could be real estate. Real estate agents can do that as well. So that's what I want to know. Like, was it a real estate agent, and she was out here
Or
trying to
she was
sell
that
houses or
Candy.
not?
She was Candy,
Yeah,
whatever that person name
yeah.
she kept using.
Jesus Christ. That woman and all
Yeah,
her
I haven't
aliases.
really looked at I was not that interested in Erica. I know a lot of people were, but I just want because I'm like, she been
I just was
sentenced.
looking
Like,
for her criminal record, and it was not extensive, like Sonya was saying. Like I was like, I don't see it. Like it's not extensive like that.
oh
She had a
child, that
couple.
probably wasn't even the real damn Erica. Okay, Glorious, thank you so much for coming up.
Well, I feel like that's what they was going to try to do with that house on 980 Pine Grove. Like I said, sublease it and try to make some extra money off of it. And that's the reason why they
Yeah,
got
that's
the
why I said the
H.
Airbnb. I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
y'all gotta remember, Errol, little Scooter didn't even know how to look up Nesto. She was calling a lawyer and a clerk. So she think looking up Nesto by his name, but Nesto name is very common. She
Mm-hmm.
should have used that number that he was trying to give her, because that's the best way to look him up with all his aliases.
Yep,
It
and it
was
was a
a real
low
estate
number,
agent
which
that
means
she
he
got.
got that number a long time ago.
Oh, she said it was a real estate agent and she got the money for the sale of the house. And I'm thinking they're still talking about in Florida. I haven't looked into Erica, so I don't know.
Mm.
But was it a scam if she sold a house?
I was looking into her because some of the crimes are like somewhat linked
But
to
this is
Ernest.
my question. This is my question. How did you verify that it's this
Her page, I mean,
Erica King?
her picture was well, one of her faces was on there.
Not one of
Um,
her faces.
yeah,
Not
one
one of
of
her
her.
On
faces.
the transaction? On
One
the
of her
No,
alien
transaction?
faces be.
no, on it was on a real estate page. I lost the link a long time ago. This was
No, I'm
well over
saying
a.
see, they just said she got money for selling a house. That's why
Oh, I don't know about
and
that.
I asked that because I've went looking when people get up here and say, "Oh, this is so and so," and I go looking and I verify myself that this ain't them.
No,
That's why I'm like,
That took me one of the faces. That the short.
I don't know about what no trust and all that stuff. I know one of her face was in.
Was it
No,
her name? I guess okay, it was Erica Kane, or was it one of her aliases that she
I
used?
think it was It was under Candy. I think
Okay.
so
I think
under Candy, she was a real estate slash leasing agent.
Yeah, under Candy, the fake name.
Yeah,
A
she
but
was
bunch
this
a lot
was
of
leasing
houses
houses.
are being stolen in Georgia. Oh, I thought we were talking about Florida. That's why I was trying to get the T on the Florida.
and this was during her skinny phase. I guess this was before she got sick or something. So but it was her.
She was
It
always
was
skinny till she went to jail.
well, didn't she, I mean she's got supposedly she has MS, right?
Mm,
That's what she yeah,
That's what
so
she
I don't
Yeah,
know.
said. That's what
yeah.
she
It was.
said.
She's on
Yeah, that's what
steroids.
she had in her notes.
yes.
Mhm.
So she's I mean she did gain some weight. I mean she looks I'm gonna be honest with you. The only thing that stays consistent is her nose. You can tell her by her nose because her nose is broad. But as far as everything else, she looked like
Okay.
Tiffany Henyard during
Mm.
that
Yeah, she did. Yeah, I forgot who
She's a.
dropped it down in the chat and put that in my mind. So Miss Mad About Music say I saw her listed on Zillow under
yeah.
Erica King.
Okay,
So
okay.
okay, if she was listed under Erica King, then that's her name. And if for real estate, that's legal, right? I don't
Yeah.
what's the
And
least
she's
I don't
smart enough to have a license.
They ain't hard to get. My mama had
I
one.
mean, she's college
They're,
educated. She
I mean,
received one.
they're not
Yeah,
hard
now
to.
I know
They
about that, Georgia Peach, the $1,000 referral for. I know about that. But
That's
I
not
guess I was
illegal though
trying to
either.
find out about the Florida case, not
Yeah, I
what?
thought
Cause
they was talking about Florida too, because all the
I'm not
Georgia
sure.
stuff that's already out there. But the candy and all that, that's already out there. That she was a leasing agent.
yeah, I
Oh,
wanted the tea on the
and
Florida.
Now, Real
but
was
that's why I
just
was.
talking about when I said I felt like when me and Lady T Bug said we thought she was going to sublease those houses. That's why they rented both, both of those properties side by side. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Real was just saying that could be true because there's a lot of scamming going on in Georgia, which
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
is, and
Okay.
I seen it even on the news where this lady had to put these people out. She was in the service, and they was just
You can't put
squatting
them
in her
out.
house. I
They
know
probably put her
they was
ass in
Yeah,
squatting
jail.
in
you
her
gotta
house.
evict them. You
She
gotta
did.
evict them.
Yeah, they was squatting in her house and she had to go down evict them. And I just thought that was just as crazy.
Yeah, because
But
if you put them out, you go to jail. I saw one like
yeah,
that, and the landlord put them out, and the landlord went to jail.
Mm.
Yeah, but somebody in the chat had said Erica made money in Florida off real estate selling a house. That's why we was like,
Yeah, that's why I was like,
wait,
no,
hold
I didn't look
up.
her up. That's what I mean. Now I know about her Georgia stuff because that's I looked at
Yeah, we
that,
know she
but
was a leasing Candy, the leasing agent, getting paid for renting herself a house, her and Nesto. So
yeah,
we
that's
know
that wasn't
about
the first
that.
time Nesto did that. Nesto actually did that with the barber shop. I mean, y'all ain't here for Lady T, but
You
he did it with the
stupid.
barber shop too. The Zoom meeting was Nesto in the house. Right, right, Miss CLC. Yeah, I was trying to get
Hmm.
the team out of Florida. Y'all like, y'all know I'm in Florida now.
Yeah,
I
we was
do
talking
know
about
she had a
Florida.
bad check here in Florida now. I do know about that. Um, because I'm in Tallahassee. Okay, but they love to talk shit about us. I don't know who. Yeah, she was about
And she would
very
have
bad.
never got caught had she not hooked up with that fool. Whatever she
Yeah,
was
you
doing,
up there,
she
you
was.
got caught. Don't mention my damn name like Jeezy. Don't mention my name. Like, why the hell you up here talking about call my lawyer Erica Kane? She should have snitched on his ass on that alone. Like, no people ain't know about me. They
And
thought
those
I was
fraud charges that
candy.
he would have never got if he would have never asked for his lawyer Erica Kane. And
Right.
see, he thought him in that 1990s thinking, oh, let me get my lawyer right quick and they gonna let me right go. No, 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 we ain't it ain't that type of party this time.
but let me ask a
And
question when y'all finish.
Last
go ahead.
thoughts. I'm going
I
to my second content.
I need to
Oh,
pull a glorious.
Full of glorious.
Where do y'all think Erica gonna go on the straight and narrow? Y'all think she's still gonna be a criminal or a different
No,
kind
I think
type
she's
of way?
criminalizing as we speak.
she's
Oh,
straight.
she's straight.
I think she's straight.
I don't think
I
she's
think she's
scared
straight.
That's
straight.
two straight, one criminal. What you think,
Mm-mm.
Vicky?
Mm-mm.
I think for the time being,
I think she's put. I don't think she's straight. I don't think she's scared straight.
I don't think she's scared
No,
straight
I don't think she's
because
scared straight either. I just
I
think
think
she's
for
straight.
I think for the time being she's straight because eyes are on her right now. At least as far as she just got sentenced. It's been less than a year. I think she's straight for the time being. Give it about 2, maybe 3, 4 years.
Okay.
Little stuff will slip back in. I mean,
You
she's
ain't gonna wait
smarter.
for her to get off of probation. You don't think she gonna do probation?
I'm gonna
I
wait
I
till
think
mean,
10
she
what
can
she
do
years.
got?
probation. She got her
That's
sugar
10 years.
daddy. She got her check. She got her sugar daddy.
Yeah,
She going to church.
She's
yeah, I don't
I
think
think
she's
she can do it.
down.
there's
And
somebody
there
like
was
that. They're
nothing.
addicted.
Hold up, Vicky. There was nothing that said Georgia has a law. She does not have to do that whole 10 years. There was nothing that said she had to.
No,
Like
I
when
said that. That wasn't Vicky. That was me. I said she got
no,
10
Vicky
years.
was no, Vicky was about to say in 3 or 4 years. So that's why I was
No,
telling Vicky to hold up.
I was no. Again, I'll finish it when you get done, but I'll
Go
say what
ahead,
I'm
cause
gonna
I
say.
I want
So,
I want to.
I said in like the people like that, they're addicted to the thrill of the crime. So I'm
Mhm.
thinking about like 3, 4 years, little inklings will start kicking back in.
Mhm.
She might do a little something here and there, and it's no big deal. Or she might consult somebody like here and there, and then start backsliding into it. That's my, because I think she likes the thrill of it.
Yep.
It's that rush of getting the money fast and loose. And she right now she may have like a good somebody in her corner, and she's cool right now. She's managed to lay low and don't bother anybody. But I think in like 3 4 years,
Mhm.
max 5, she might backslide a little bit into it. Yeah, I think this is not her first time she's been in trouble.
That she
You
been
Yeah,
in
know,
but it
trouble
wasn't
for
this. It
that
wasn't
outside of
fraud.
this.
no, I know, but this is not her first. I'm
No,
just
I'm
saying.
asking. I don't know. I'm asking because
Oh,
what else has she been in that don't have nothing to do with Nesto?
some stuff with her sister. I think she slashed her sister's tires.
Okay,
Beat her
that's
up.
not fraud.
That's the one that
Damn.
got custody of her son. Yeah, she beat her
Right.
up.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
was yes. So I don't I just think people like that, it's the thrill of it. They like it. It's an addiction. Like, it's hard to, when you're forced to, like, when you're kind of forced to get sober off of your addiction,
Mhm.
it's not the same as, okay, I surrender. I surrendered. I
Mhm.
realize I'm powerless over my addiction.
Mhm.
It's I don't see her like just keeping it straight forever, ever.
Mhm.
And she's still kind of like, when she gave that interview with, like, that little tiny interview with Pam. You could kind of smell the BS coming off of her through the
Mhm.
screen. She seemed like she just like, I was a victim too. She's still selling her
Mhm.
own brand of BS. So
If
I don't.
Shirley can be a victim, she can too, according to the people that think Shirley was a victim.
Well, hell, Miss E said she thinks she already back in the streets.
And I'm gonna tell y'all
And
this.
I'm
I'm gonna
with
tell
it.
y'all this.
You
I
finished,
like I
Vicky? Wait a
said.
minute. You finished,
Oh,
Vicky? Oh,
because
she on
everybody
Go
mute.
else
ahead,
was
go ahead,
talking.
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Go
like
ahead,
I was
Shan.
saying, I did look her up. She has not been in another fraud case. Fraud like this magnitude fraud. She wrote a little bad check, which was taken care of, and it wasn't like she was out here writing bad checks all over doing the Nesto. She wasn't doing that. It was, to me, knowing and seeing the patterns, it's not like she was in this criminal enterprise before Nesto. No,
Mhm.
she got bigger with the mess with Nesto. The stuff with her sister, that was domestic and personal family stuff that went
Mhm.
too far. The check was, oh, now that was a while ago, and it was a little check. It wasn't even no real money to me, but maybe she was hard on times and needed a couple dollars because she already don't have her child, so we don't know what her situation is. However, at the moment, what she's sentenced to, she does not have a mandatory 10 years probation. Georgia has a law where she can get off early. I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5 years, but all she has to do is 4 or 5 years. And remember, she already had got time served. So whatever that time served is, come off of that probation sentence. So that's that with that. And I think at the current time, she's in a situation where she doesn't have to do any of those fraudulent activities with her sugar daddy, and working at, I think, in my opinion, where she would have got a job at is the church. Because where else she gonna work at with the stipulations she got?
Money
So
at the
she
church.
only gotta, money may or may not be at the church, but the church can make it where she don't have to be involved in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just can be doing a job that don't have nothing to do with the collection plates and all that stuff, and you know what I'm saying. So, and I only say that because my church has done stuff like that, created job for somebody who had some stipulations. But I feel like Erica is not really, it would have shown up before than just now if she was really out here doing all this magnitude. And scoring men are worse than scoring women. So I really don't never believe a man when he just say stuff about a woman without any receipts. Because you got to show me some receipts, or I can't just say. And then when people ask you for receipts or say you can bring them here, I will, but never come back. But
Right.
to me, she has a chance, just like anybody else that gets out, because her probation is restrictive and it's hard to do. but it's not that hard to do with support because it's only a few years. Georgia got that man you can get off early because she don't have a mandatory system. And I'm not gonna have last thoughts. I just feel like for my last thoughts, I am gonna have last thoughts, but this is it. I just feel like everybody has put this thing on Erica where
Mm-hmm.
if you pay attention to Erica, it's Erica wouldn't even be in this mess had not she been doing something for Nesto because we don't even
Mhm.
see where she was even playing lawyer for somebody else, even though she was probably doing it. But the stuff that Erica is entangled in all got to do with Nesto because her stuff was her stuff and she did it and she got past it. The stuff with Nesto and this stuff that we seeing and the stuff that people talking about is all with Nesto. So I don't really think I think everybody should just take a piece and own their own stuff and she didn't took it on her own stuff. So I don't understand why it always comes back to well Erica did this, Erica did. Only thing we know that Erica did was the stuff she did for Nesto instead of the stuff that you can find. So for me, Erica was doing Nesto favors and that was her downfall.
Hmm.
So I just yeah, no, she not gonna be on the finance committee at the church. She
No,
gonna
that's why I always ask because I never looked into Erica, but I always hear people feeling like she was this mastermind when Nesto had 19 cycles prior with it has nothing to do with
Oh yeah.
Erica all the way back from the 80s. And I'm like, he was already doing the same crimes. So I'd be confused. That's why. And I didn't really
I,
look into Erica because she's not out here.
I don't want to leave it
Yeah.
like leave my final thoughts on Erica. Like or whatever you about to do. I don't want to leave it on Erica. I like I said I said before. You I, just because I'm just speaking up, not my own personal experience, but I'm just gonna say people who scam or who do that kind of thing. She may have been doing a lot of stuff for Ernest, and a lot of this stuff is related. A lot of what she got charged for is related to him. Um, I just I think that it should be good for the time being, but it's only gonna be for so long that because look how fast the panini came and went. Like I mean, it's a blip of an eye. We're here in 2025. Like it might be like 4 or 5 years. That straight and narrow life when you're used to the thrill, unless you are really surrendering to, because that seems like it seems like an addiction because it can become an addiction. Just the
Mhm.
thrill of it, the chase and the thrill of it, unless you're really surrendering, which it didn't sound like she was just yet. It sounded like she was, I'm a victim too. And I don't think that it could be little things like I steal $5 from the collection plate, or something here, something there. It may backslide back into doing things that she's not supposed to do. That's my opinion. Just
Yeah.
because I
Okay.
am a recovering alcoholic, and because I understand the personality of a scammer a little bit. Um, it just seems it's an addiction. It's like the rush. Oh, I got this sucker. It was this easy. It's that like it's a victimless. They think it's a victimless crime, or they'll get it back. Insurance, what blah blah blah. This bank will give them their money back, or they'll be fined this. So that's I think she knows she can cover her tracks, and I just think that unless she really is giving it like giving herself over to God, like she claims she is, I think like 4 or 5 years. She good right now. Might be good right now, but 4 or 5 years, that's it. Are these last thoughts? Because you said you were
Yeah,
switching.
that's
Oh,
because
I'm
I wanted
sorry.
to move on to my second
I'm sorry. Go
content.
ahead.
Well, was she a preacher before they got in trouble?
Yeah, I don't
Yes,
know.
she was giving testimony. Oh, I'm sorry. You switching real quick. Okay, Shirley. I don't know. I said what I said about Shirley. I it's 50-50 for me with her. And Ernest, he's just a dirty rotten pig, and he is where he's supposed to be. He was still scamming from jail, and I hope that the prosecution uses everybody's content in the court of law and listen to all the calls, because they ain't able to listen to every single 900 million calls that they have and look at all. I mean, they may be scanning the text messages and looking at the mail. According to Sonya, they can't read your mail, but they're looking at the mail too, and legal mail and all that stuff. Sarah is about to be fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Okay, that's it.
Okay, my last thought. Erica, girl, gonna go to law school because you just that smart. Just please get on the straight and narrow and quit playing with them folks. Don't let them folks catch you up again. You know how you felt with, you know how you felt when you was in Fulton County. Girl, try not to get up there no more. Try not to go back to the Fulton County. And Buckwheat, you and Shirley, y'all, and Lil Scooter, all of y'all one and the same to me. I still say what I say about them. They all three of them are narcs, and at the end of the day, Cotton Candy and Little Scooter, they just slow narcs, but they still got narcissistic behavior, in my opinion. And Buckwheat know how to choose. He know who to choose, and if they ever let him free them 3 million people in Georgia, they better watch out. That's it.
Thank you, Vicky. Thanks. I said what I said. Thanks, Shan. Miss Boogie Down, you up next.
Yes. My blood pressure is back to normal. I just checked it.
Uh-oh.
Thank you very much. Again, I told you I've lately just do a lot more listening and less talking or whatever have you. And it's just it like I said, for me, what these series of calls did was just put me just back and it did a good deed too, because I did call my cousin today actually to check on her just to say what's up
Yes.
and see how she's doing. But it just reminded me that we gotta and I'm guilty as charged myself, and I have to even remind myself, but we just have to get more supportive of one another, but we also can't be just so resilient to think that when we're being criticized for making bad decisions, that
Mhm.
everybody's against us. So it's like a double-edged sword. It could be
Yeah.
a catch-22 because it's hard to support someone who is just fighting the obvious. And in this case, I think that's what it was with Shirley. And like I said, it just reminded me more so my cousin and my oldest sibling. My oldest sibling is 62. And so it just reminded me of like what my sister and my cousin, who are more like sisters, were going through when my cousin was going through what she was going through. But I've seen it from the level of being educated and just being in a place in society. And we just have to love on each other more and just build each other up, especially as Black women, because we're just really becoming an endangered species. And I get it. It's
Yeah.
hard when you got the Sonyas of the world. It's
Yes.
damn near impossible, but it's not all the way impossible, and like I tell you all the time when I, have the blessing of being able to be on your panel, even with Sonia, there is still a small part of me that here and there throws a prayer out in the universe for her, because she's a sick young lady. But regardless of whether she denies it or not, she's still one of us in terms of being a sister and being a woman of color. And this is the problem. We're so demagnetized from reality and so desensitized, from reality, that it's bad, because we're becoming our own worst enemies. And with the Shirley situation, my thing is just like, I hope that whether it be public humiliation and forced or whatever it is, what I hope is that she just really takes the time, first and foremost, to love on herself and then repair her relationship with her daughter. And I put it in that order because when I went through my divorce and I was at that state where I just had like that moment of not being happy with myself, not being happy with life, it's hard to be there for somebody. Now, like I said, I've never gotten to the point with her situation where you could ever come at my kid, my stepkid, nobody. But I'm still a mama bear and I'm still protective. But just the mere fact that she allowed herself to be weakened to the point where she at one point set her mindset to make it seem like it was her and her husband against her daughter is just, it's crazy work to me. And so I just hope that in this lesson that she's been forced to learn, that she takes the blessing out of it, that she was spared, that God does love her, God did protect her and is protecting her. And I really, really hope she takes the time to love on her and stay out of a relationship, because if you have decades worth of unhealthy bonding situations and you can't pick a decent man at this ripe old age, there is more of a you issue than it is that the people that you're coming in contact to. You have to be real about what it is that you're attracting and why you're attracted to that as well. And even though it's easy because he's scum, everything in this relationship that went bad is not on this man. She contributed a lot because she chose to not acknowledge when there was issues. And so that's all I wanted to say with that. But my blood pressure is back to being normal.
Right.
And
I'm gonna rise it back up tomorrow.
I
With
know you
another
are. I'm sure
call.
you are. That's all right. That's all right. I'm used to manic Mondays, but but as always, just thank you. I love talking to the ladies. I'm glad we just had like from Lion's mom, Gloria, Shan, Vic. I said what I said yourself. It's just always good to be able to piggyback these ideas, plus this amazing chat that we have group as well. It's just always good to see all these different perspectives, because at the end of the day, we are truly, truly our only allies in terms of being Black women. We have to learn to stand with each other and be able to accept healthy and honest criticism from one another, and not always piggyback on what's easy, which is to say, oh, they're jealous of me, or they hate me, or they don't like me. No, sometimes, you have to be told you're making a fool of yourself, and you need to sit back and you need to just accept that and know that that is coming from a place of love and not hate. And that's all I have to say on that.
Thank you, Miss Boogie Down. I appreciate
Appreciate
you
you.
coming up as well. I'm gonna read
Always.
Lady Janice, and then I'm gonna transition into the story time. We'll see
No
how far
problem.
we can get. Okay.
Right.
When we
Thank
see a
you.
loved one struggling mentally, we should encourage them to seek help. That is true, even at work too. We have to remove the stigma of Black people seeking mental health care. It's okay for us to treat our psyche. I agree with that, Lady Janice. All right, y'all, we got another story time. This time it is a lady. We heard from the federal agent, or what is he? I'm probably federal officer on last week. Now we have a lady, and she a scammer too, child. We love the scammers, huh? We'll see how far we could get, because this one is kind of long, so I may have to break it up, because they didn't do their last thoughts 30 minutes ago. So we may break it up and do a part 2 on tomorrow, because I'm off. Hey, okay, let's get into it. Shan, you will love this one as well. Oh, I gotta scroll it back.
Room. Try to help them out.
Oh, let me, I went too far.
Room. Type of girl that loves detail. I pay attention to detail. So when given,
Let me just go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, y'all drop
imagine going to
down.
prison
Thank
for
you,
4 years.
ladies.
I did the time, so who better to tell my story than me? And listen up. It might be a little lengthy or whatever, but it's worth it, because I'm the type of girl that loves detail. I pay attention to detail. So when giving a story or when telling a story, like, I like detail. So I'm gonna start by telling y'all what led up to prison. So I did bank fraud, scams, credit cards, checks, you name it, I did it. Taxes, I did it. Right? I did it for about roughly 19 years. It wasn't until I let somebody in my game room try to help them out. She was dumb and got caught. and put them in my game room. Told them everything. And then I became the ringleader. And might I add, I was really good at what I did. And I'm not bragging, but your girl was good at what she did. Now, again, I said I was doing this for about 19 years. Never got caught. Never put nobody in my game room. Felt sorry for the girl and tried to help her out. You can't help everybody out. But anyways, I didn't even know I had a warrant for my arrest. It wasn't until one day in 2018. Hold on. It's going to get good, y'all, I promise. So as I was saying, in 2018, it was one early morning, I heard something banging at the door. I'm like, who the hell banging on the door this early? I mean, it was literally like 7-something in the morning. Like, who could be banging on the door? So before I had a Ring camera, because, you know, we got Ring cameras now, but I got out of bed and I looked at the window. And I'm like, oh, my God. It's like 3 police cars. Mind you, I didn't know I had a warrant. But I knew that I was doing something illegal. I knew that I was doing something wrong, so I'm scared. So I wake my boyfriend up at the time. I wake him up, and I'm like, babe, the police down there. Go downstairs and answer the door, because I'm scared. Like, I'm not going to open the door. So he gets up. He like, man, what the fuck going on? So I'm like, I don't know. Now, mind you, again, I know that I'm doing something wrong, but I don't know I got a warrant. So just in case, I go hide in the closet. Like, I don't know what's going on. So he goes down there. They show him like, hey, we got a warrant for Sierra, blah, blah, blah. And we looking for her. Is she here? He was so G, like, he kept it so solid. Like, I didn't believe he would say something like this. He was like, oh, no, she don't live here no more. We ain't even together no more. I don't fuck with her. So the police so messy here in Jacksonville. They're like, oh, for real? Oh, okay. Well, she has 42 counts of fraudulent checks or defrauding a financial institution, blah, blah, blah. I'm hiding in the closet. When I hear that, I'm like Ebony off a Players Club. I'm like, 42 counts? No. But they so messy. They like, okay, well, don't tell. If she reach out to you, if you talk to her, don't tell her that she got a warrant. Matter of fact, see if you can get her to pull up or come over here. And he hands him a card with his number and information on there and saying, and when she do, let us know. Call us. What? So he come back up there and he tell me like, babe, them people say you got 42 counts of bank fraud. I'm like, I heard him. I'm freaking the fuck out at this point. Cause like, huh? How? Like, at this point, they had them build a case on me. Not knowing, after the girl had done told me, and mind you, I had stopped hearing from the girl. Like, I hadn't heard from her in probably like 3 months or so. But I didn't care because like I was just doing her a favor. Like, she was a friend of my boyfriend friend. Yeah. So, and she was getting ready to get put out. She had a little baby or whatever. And I felt bad for her. I'm a really, really kind-hearted person. I have a real big heart. So I'm asking my boyfriend, like, what do you think I should do? Oh, y'all need some little carrot rights. They so good, like really, really good. Y'all need to check these out. They came from Korea though. But anyways, so I'm asking my boyfriend, what do you think I should do? Oh my God, like, I got a warrant out on my arrest. So I'm like, I know you ain't gonna turn me in. He's like, man, stop fucking playing with me. Why would I turn you in? It was just a little joke. But anyway, so I prepared myself to get ready to be on the run because I'm not gonna turn myself in. They're gonna have to do their job and come find me. Like, I'm not going to jail. Oh my God. Like, mind you, I had never really been in trouble. Like, so jail, like, huh? Like, no way. So I'll get a little duffel bag. I'm start packing my stuff. Like, I'm actually scared to leave the house at this point because what are they around the corner waiting on me? So I seen him maybe like 2 hours later. I seen him out the house and like go circle around the block, go make sure like they ain't nowhere. So, oh my God, so funny. So he comes back, he like, nah, they gone. So I call my cousin and I'm like, cuz, like, I gotta work for my arrest. I need somewhere to stay. Like, she like, oh, come on, like, it's no problem. So I had my stuff. The car was in the garage, thank God. The car was in the garage, so therefore I was able to get in the car in the garage. I didn't have to go outside. So I get in the back seat, but I mind you, I'm in the back seat, but I'm laid on the floor on the back seat. Cringe the fuck up. Yeah. So I get to my cousin's house or whatever. I hide out over there for maybe like a week. I ain't go out the door. Like, I ain't do nothing because I was just that scared. So I had to build up a little courage after a week or so. And I was just like, fuck this. Like, these people ain't looking for me. Dumbass. So I get like, kind of like basically living my normal life again. Like, at this point, it was like a week or two or whatever. So I hate staying at other people's house. I don't know about y'all, but like, I love my own home. Like, I can't be living with nobody. So me building up that courage, like, okay, I'm gonna just go home late nights and I'm gonna just leave early mornings. So I was doing that for a good month. So without getting caught. So one morning, mind y'all, now this is the crazy part, because I'm cheating on my boyfriend already. That's the kick. I really ain't want to be with him no more, but I couldn't leave him either, you know? So I was talking to this other dude at the time, and I didn't even tell him what was going on because I was too embarrassed. But anyway, so I'm cheating on my boyfriend, and we had him pulled up back at the house or whatever. We had went to go get something to eat, me and the boyfriend. And so we had put up back at the house, and he went in the house. Mind you, the other dude was calling, so I couldn't go in the house. I needed to talk to him on the phone. So I sat in the car. So the boyfriend like, hey, you need to come upstairs, like, come in the house, like, come on, or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm coming. Man, I'm on the phone with the dude or whatever. And before I knew it, I was outside for about 2 hours on the phone. The boyfriend done went to sleep. So after I got off the phone with the dude, I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to pull the car in the garage.
I forgot I put myself on mute. Y'all, what y'all think finna happen? She out there cupcaking, her boyfriend upstairs. She sitting out there in the car. And she know the people been following her and been watching her. What y'all think finna happen? Put a one in the chat if you think them folks about to roll up on her. Put a Nesto and tap on her damn window. What y'all think finna happen? Or two, is she just gonna go back in the house? I'll wait. Or one, listen, y'all say I'm not gonna get y'all this week, huh? Well, baby, let's see.
Soon as I clicked the clicker to go in the garage, like 3 cars had pulled up in my driveway, like, and blocked me in. So I'm looking crazy. Mind you, they was like undercover cars. They was not police cars. They were undercover cars. I'm scared shitless at this point. I'm like, I'm caught. I'm finally fucking caught. Oh my God, like, what am I gonna do? So I started blowing the horn because I knew it was police. I started blowing the horn, trying to get his ass up, like, hey, they got me, like, he's still asleep. So they approached the car and they like, hey, they got a picture of me. Mind you, at this point I had blonde hair, and the picture they had was like black hair. So they like, hey, is your name Sierra? Blah blah blah. And I'm looking at the picture like, no, that ain't like, me. Stop playing games with us, Miss blah blah blah. We know it's you. And I'm looking like, no, that's not me. If you know it's me, why are you asking me? Just go ahead and arrest me. Like, that was just so dumb. Sorry for the wait, y'all. This part 2. So, like I was saying, the police hadn't already got there or whatever. And they told me to stop playing games. Like, listen, we know it's you. Stop playing games with us. We finna arrest you, basically. So, I just basically went ahead and surrender at this point. Like, I don't want to keep, like, playing with people. Like, they know it's me. Like, come on. Meanwhile, while they still saying all this, they end up bringing me my Miranda rights. And I'm literally blowing the horn, like, laying on the horn. Because, like, these people is arresting me. You need to get your ass up and come downstairs. Like, they is finna take me to jail. So I'm blowing the horn like, hey, like, get up. I'm calling his name. I ain't gonna say his name, but worse, y'all. His name Brian. So I was like, Brian, like literally yelling and blowing the horn. So the people telling me to calm down, police telling me to calm down. They'll go knock on the door to get him up. I'm like, he's not gonna just hear no knock. Like, I need to go upstairs to get him. They like, go upstairs. No, man, we can't allow you to go upstairs. Like, then they end up putting one cuff on me. They did allow me to make phone calls. So I had my phone or whatever. I wasn't even thinking about making a phone call. Back it up. As I was on the phone with the dude, he heard what was going on. He was like, what's going on? You straight? You finna go to jail? Y'all, I hung up the phone so fast because I was so embarrassed. Like, that's embarrassing because he didn't know what was going on with me, like what I, really did for a living. So again, as they had one cuff on me and they allowed me to make phone calls, instead of making a phone call, my dumb ass thinking about, let me delete all this shit out my phone because he finna come downstairs and he gonna get my phone and I don't want him going through my phone and see that I'm cheating. So I was deleting all the messages. I ended up blocking the dude or whatever. Mind you, me and the dude had been talking for like a good 5 months or whatever. And so I ended up blocking him so he wouldn't call back or whatever. So he ended up coming downstairs. He came downstairs so fast. He didn't have on no clothes, no shirt, no bottoms, nothing. Just he had on his box, but that's about it. He like, what the fuck going on? Oh my God, what's going on? Nigga, you know what's going on. These people take me to jail. So you came down there and you was just like, what's going on? Y'all can take her to jail? So the officer was like, yes, sir. We have to arrest her because she has a warrant for her arrest for defrauding a financial institution. So he like, well, I need to call her mom or whatever. So mind y'all, I cleared the phone, gave him my phone. He ended up calling my mama or whatever, let my mom know what's going on. They ended up taking me down to downtown. Now, so as I got downtown, I ended up calling my mama. My mama could not believe this, y'all, because nobody actually could, because nobody never knew what was going on besides me and my boyfriend. My friends, nobody. So when they found out, they looked online and they seen all these charges. They was like, no. So my mama, she had my back. She defended me to the end, baby. She was like, y'all got the wrong motherfucking person. My daughter don't do no fucking fraud. My daughter go to work every fucking day. She don't do no fucking fraud. At this point.
See, this is when we say you got to know your kids. Baby, if you ain't never damn went up on your daughter's job and saw her in that capacity, and she always got money, baby, it could be that your daughter is out here committing scams and damn fraud. Come on, mama. My mama been on my job, okay? I have been on my daughter's job. Like, I know where my daughter work at. Like, mama coming out swinging. Sure. I'm gonna be side-eyeing my damn daughter. Nah, I mean, I may not say nothing to the popo, I may want to get her, alone and talk my shit, but I'm just saying, if you ain't seen her at work, do you have a work name? Like, where do she work at? Do you have a work phone number? Mama, mama with the shit.
Point, I'm really embarrassed because like my mama really got my back and she really don't know. Like, lady, yes I do. Like, I do fraud. Like, I've
She
been
just
busting
scam
checks.
about
Like,
herself.
so they end up seizing my accounts and they end up seizing my truck. I wasn't a homeowner, so I was still renting. So they didn't seize the house or do anything with the house. They just seized my accounts and my truck at the time. So my bond was $500,000. So my mama was trying to figure out like, okay, she got to come up with the money, her and my boyfriend, to get me out or whatever. I ended up getting 2 lawyers. I ended up having to get a lawyer for the overall case, and I ended up getting a lawyer for a bond reduction. I had to get a bond reduction. Ain't no way like these people finna have to come up with this money to get me out.
Okay, I wanted to stop it right there because we hear Nesto all the time saying his damn lawyer covering everything. He doing everything under the damn sun, honey. Well, Miss Lady right here said I had to get 2 lawyers, one for my case and one for my bond reduction. So Nesto, you better take notes. I mean, it's too late now, I guess, but she proved my point. Well, I'm in Florida, so maybe that's why I think the way that I think, and she is in Jacksonville, Florida, Duval County. So Nesto, you should have had 2 lawyers. That's the damn point.
For $500,000. So I told the dude, I ended up calling him while I was in there, and I had him end up getting me a lawyer for the bond reduction, and my dude ended up getting me the lawyer overall. My job, I did like, at this point, I stayed in there for like 43 days or so before I was able to get a bond reduction. I get the bond reduction. Oh my God, I go to court for that, and they tell me that they got a nebulous hold on me. So basically, until I can prove where the funds came from to bond me out, then I had to stay, regardless of the reduction. Thank God my mama had a decent job, great job or whatever. Her and my grandmother, they use their accounts and stuff like that, showing like, hey, this is where the money is coming from. So they bond me out. The crazy part about this whole thing is,
that's another thing that Nesto and like he was confused about. You gotta show proof, baby, that this is within your means, your income, and that you're not having another fraud, okay, a frauder or a scammer, post your bond. You have to verify your income.
When I got out, y'all probably don't believe me, but this is real shit. When I got out, I wasn't even thinking about.
This is what I mean when I say things get worse, okay, with her. Because she don't learn her damn lesson. She's out on bond, child. She doing what Vicky say Miss Erica Kane would have did.
Out like anything. I was thinking about this nigga that I was talking to because he had some good eggplant, like good eggplant that make you go stupid dumb. Like, so when I got out, he was the first person I was thinking about. I wasn't thinking about my nigga that was at home that helped bond me out. I wasn't even thinking about him. That's the crazy part. I called him immediately. And when I got out and told him I'm out or whatever, and he was like, okay, he's gonna come to my friend's house and meet me because I had went to my friend's house after I got out. So I'm out on bond. He come meet me at my friend's house and we, chopped up or whatever. This nigga done end up giving me an ultimatum, letting me know, because he knew about my boyfriend, but he ended up letting me know, like, listen, hey, it's either gonna be me or him. Like, I ain't finna keep doing this with you. Like, I just feel like he felt like that now because now you done got me a lawyer, so now you feel like, oh yeah, like we all in or nothing. That's how I feel. So I finally make it home or whatever, and I woke my boyfriend up, and I basically was like, hey, I'm home. He was excited to see me, but he was still like sleep, or he was sick or something. And so I kind of told him, I was like, hey, we need to talk. And so he was like, I don't want to talk right now. I want to talk. We can talk in the morning. So I was just like, no, we need to talk now. But he wouldn't have it. He didn't want to talk. So me not knowing whole time while I was in jail, he already knew what was going on. I didn't know that, but he did. He knew what was going on. He ended up going through me and my cousin messages. Now, y'all, I done deleted the message between me and the dude, but he ended up going through me and my cousin messages while I was talking to my cousin about the dude. Who does that? But I must say, he kept it P because he said he didn't want me to go through it. I was already going through it while I was in jail, so he didn't want to add on top of it. So he didn't say anything. He was waiting till I came home. So he didn't want to talk that night. So the next morning, he wakes me up. He like, hey, get up. So I'm like, what's up? So he like, I'm ready to talk. At this point, I'm mad. I got an attitude because I don't want to talk. I tried to talk to you. You didn't want to talk. So he like, nah, I'm ready to talk. So since you're ready to talk, okay, I guess I'm finna lay it out. Like, I was just like, hey, I've been seeing somebody else and I don't want to be together no more. He was like, to be honest, I already knew that. I already knew that you was seeing somebody else, but can I ask you one question? I was like, yeah. He was like, you love him? So I was like, yeah, I do. When I tell you good eggplant, I'll make you say some dumb ass shit like, girl, no, you don't love that man. So to fast forward and speed it up, I end up telling him or whatever, and we end up getting in a fight in a big argument, and I end up putting him out, and we broke up. I got with the dude. A month later, the dude end up coming to stay a little while or whatever, and we was together. So while I'm out on bond, y'all, I'm thinking at this point, well, I'm already out on bond. I didn't get my shit together. They done seized my accounts or whatever. So at this point, I'm finna do it again. Like, let me run it up again. Like, until, you know, the case is over with. I'm so fucking dumb. Why would I do it again? These people watching me up. So I'm out doing my thing, getting my shit together, like running it up, getting some more money. Man, I was out on bond for about 4 months. I was going back and forth to court. The last time I went to court,
Just a talking. Listen, I said she is giving me the female version of Nesto. Like, instead of you focus on your charges, you know how you go beat these cases. You worry about another man, like he worried about sour lemon, and then you go back and run the same scam, knowing that them folks looking at you.
I was getting ready to leave court because I had ended up getting another job or whatever, and I was like, you know, my lawyer was gonna be in the place of me, and he told them that I was going to work. As I was getting ready to walk out the courtroom,
And people tapped on the shoulder.
No, not the, I mean the state. The state was like, hey, we can't let her leave. Like, they would talk to the judge, we can't let her leave. She has another warrant for her arrest. What? So the judge told me to hold on. As they were talking or whatever, he ended up saying, yes, you got a warrant for your arrest. You're not going to be able to leave. Detain her. Oh my God. So they kept me again. And at this point, I'm thinking I got another bond because they lied and said I did have a bond. And this bond was kind of low, pretty low. But when I got downtown, I end up having no bond. They revoked the bond because I was already out on bond. So now I can't go nowhere. So now I'm in jail fighting my case.
She still haven't learned, y'all. She got another scam coming up.
10 months before I got sentenced to prison. Now here you go with the county thing. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Y'all
got
gonna let me cook my dinner, take a shower, or nothing. I'm making tacos, so if I get out the camera for a little minute, it's because I'm over here cooking my ground beef and my chicken for my tacos. But anyways, I do want to back it up a little bit for y'all. So the eggplant man, this is the most important part because y'all know he had gave me the ultimatum or whatever, saying that, hey, it's either gonna be me or him because I don't want to keep going back and forth playing. So, you know, I chose him. Eggplant was too good to let go at the moment. So I chose him. He ended up moving in with me a month later, and we hadn't got serious or whatever, and we was together for about, I want to say we was together for about 5 months, 4 months, because I was on the outside fighting my case on the outside for 4 months. So we was together for about 4 months. So I don't even know how this is possible, but it was possible because, mind you, he was staying with me. But the day before I went to court, I found out he was married. His wife pulls up to my house and jump out the car and say, this what we doing? I'm like, what is going on? Like, who is this? What's going on? So he tries to explain himself, like telling me to go in the house. He gonna explain it later or whatever. Go in the house. So I'm like, no, I'm not going in no house because like you need to tell me what's going on now. Like, who is this and what's going on? Mind y'all, I had already told him I had somebody. I gave, you know, him that disclaimer. Yes, I had a boyfriend, but he didn't care. Of course, men don't care. But he didn't care. So I just felt like I opened the door for you to tell me like, hey, I'm married or whatever the case was. I just wanted to put that out there that he was married. So anyway, so back to the county. I'm in county or whatever, fighting this case. Don't got no bond. They revoked the bond already. So I'm still sitting in there going back and forth to court. And that's the worst part, the not knowing, like you just got to keep going back and forth to court, getting shackled, getting handcuffed, like just for them to pass the court date. That is so dumb. So mind you,
dumb as
after
you
like
committing these
2 months
crimes.
had passed and I'm still sitting in there, y'all. I made up a big lie. Like, oh my God, I'm so ashamed because I made up a big lie.
Number 5,001.
So me thinking like, oh my God, I'm really in some shit. Like, I'm finna go to prison. And because my lawyer is telling me like, you might have to take some time. So I didn't think they sent pregnant people to prison. Like, I'm so naive to it. I'm like, oh, they ain't gonna send nobody to prison pregnant. Shit. So it was a pregnant person in my dorm, and I kind of like paid her in commissary and told her like, hey, I need your pee. I need her pee because I'm gonna tell the judge and everybody else, bitch, I'm pregnant.
Hey,
because if I'm pregnant, ain't no way I'm going to prison. So she let me use her pee. And I ended up telling them I'm pregnant when I went back to court. So now my mama think I'm pregnant, my grandma think I'm pregnant, my friends, everybody just think I'm pregnant. So now it's really bad because they like, oh my gosh, she can't go to prison pregnant. So it came to the time where my family had to write character letters and they had to come in and talk on my behalf or whatever, just to speak, you know, what type of person I am or whatever. I think this what made me feel bad about it because my grandma came and she took the stand and she was just like, this is my granddaughter's first baby. Please don't take her away. Like she this is, you know, her first child. She's gonna be a great mother. She's never been in trouble. She's good with the community, blah, blah, blah. Like that was the worst part. I got everybody speaking on my behalf. My cousin, them, they so sad, like, Your Honor, my cousin is a great person. She's never been in trouble. Please, like, take some slack on her. She's gonna be a first-time mom. So the defense or whatever, the state, they kind of, I don't know how they knew, but they kind of knew I was lying because they started questioning. And like they was questioning my grandma, like, how do you know she's pregnant? How do you know she's telling the truth? Like, and I'm sitting here looking crazy, like, why would they ask her that? Next thing I know, they done told the judge that I need to be tested again. I already done tested because, mind you, I had the pregnant girl Pete in the dorm. Man, they took me to Shands, to the local hospital, and they went to get an ultrasound and a heartbeat. Now, mind y'all, this was the craziest shit too, because when they did the heartbeat, the lady kind of said, I kind of hear a second heartbeat, like it's pretty faint. But
that was her damn nerves.
Another month went by.
That
they
was
wanted
her
me to go
nerves.
back to the hospital, do another ultrasound at this point. So now I'm really terrified because I'm like, I'm not pregnant, and this shit is fin to like really fuck me up because my judge was so sweet. She was so nice. Like she came from family court, so of course she was really nice, and she was very concerned that, you know, I'm pregnant with my first kid and I'm gonna go to prison. So she was kind of like trying to be lenient or whatever. The state wanted me to do 8 years. They wanted 8 years. They wasn't coming off 8 years.
No,
they was not coming down. They wanted 8 years. But I ended up pleading out to my judge. So when I think that if I wouldn't have got caught in the lie about being pregnant, I wouldn't even gotten 4 years because she.
Okay, so she played out. That's what Vicky always advises Nesto to do, is to plead out, put yourself at the mercy of the court. She played out, and y'all just heard her say she got 4 years.
She ended up giving me 4 years. She gave me half of the 8. And the only reason why she gave me 4 is because she could not believe that I sat in her courtroom and lied. I was so embarrassed because all my friends thought I was pregnant. My mama, my grandma, everybody was going to bed like, oh my God, like she's going to be a first-time mom. Now she cannot go to prison.
Oh, her ass is guilty.
They ended up figuring out I wasn't pregnant, and the judge was like, she was very disappointed in me. And mind y'all, when she sentenced, when you get sentenced, they don't say 4 years, 3 years, they say the month. So she said, I hereby sentence you to 48 months in state prison. Oh my God, I about lost my shit because I'm like, 48 months? How many years is that? Like, put it in layman's terms, how many years I'm gonna do? Because
she was not pregnant.
That is insane. That sounds like a long ass time, like 48 months. So at this time now, the boyfriend held me down or whatever, even after me like putting him out, even after the bullshit. I ended up stopped talking to Ed at the time. We wrote here and there, he would write me letters. I didn't call him that often because I couldn't believe that he was married, and I really didn't get a chance to kind of like digest it and talk to him about it because I told y'all it was the next day I went to court and they kept me. So, but the boyfriend, he held it down now. In the beginning, the 10 months that I did in county, he was there. He was not there for my prison sentence. I'm getting to that, but he was
I don't blame him.
Sentence, baby. Might I add, county time is some hard time. Literally, it's nothing to do in county. Like you walk in circles, you might play a little cards here and there, eat and go to bed. It's nothing that you can do. When they say rec, time to go outside to rec, you still caged in. You're not even outside. Excuse me. You're not even outside for real. It's like you're still inside, but it's like a little gate around. Not even outside. Like you still in the building. It's a gate in the building. It's like you feel a little wind.
That's school.
But yeah, that was my 10 months in county. I spent 10 months in county and finally went to court and got sentenced to 48 months, which is 4 years. And now I'm gonna go to prison. Okay, part 4 on surviving prison. I'm back. So I left y'all off with I had ended up getting sentenced to 4 years, which is 48 months in the state prison. I had undid 10 months already in the county. Yes, it did go towards my sentence. So the time that I sat in county, they put it towards my prison sentence. So while I was awaiting to get shipped off to prison, I probably was still in county for about 2 more weeks. Within them 2 weeks, y'all, I was still delusional. I haven't even cried yet. Like, the fact that I was getting sent to prison for 4 years, I was just like more so shocked than like hurt. So I couldn't like grasp the fact like, girl, you're gonna be gone for 4 years. But during that time, my mom had came to visit me to see me or whatever. And y'all won't believe I was still lying. Like I was still telling my mom like I'm pregnant. My mom was like, cut the shit, Sierra. Like the people already done told me that you're not rich, because she was already disappointed. And I just was like, I was sad that I had disappointed her and everybody else. So because they was going to bat for me. So I was just like, Mom, them people don't know what they're talking about. I am pregnant. My mom like, listen, if you keep fucking lying, I'm finna walk out of this visitation right now and fuck you, basically. Like, don't reach out to me. I won't be talking to you for the next 4 years until you bring your ass home if you're gonna continue to lie to me. So I'm just like, oh my God, like I gotta tell my mom the truth, because ain't no way I'm gonna be able to do 4 years without my mama. Like, I need my mama. I need somebody like there for me. Like, this is scary. I'm walking to something new, like something that I've never experienced before, and I need my mama. She was like, I got your back regardless of anything, but I can't have your fucking back if you ain't even telling me the truth. You ain't being honest with me. So if you're not gonna be honest with me, then I can't have your fucking back. So you're right, Mom. You're right. So I went and told my mama, yeah, Mom, I'm not pregnant. I was just, saying that because I was afraid to go to prison. I didn't know they were gonna send me to prison if I was pregnant. So she accepted it or whatever. We both cried because now I'm realizing like I really am gonna go up the road. So she like, okay, well, thank you for being honest. Now I got your back. Like, you ain't doing this time alone. We can do this time together. I got a great ass mom, y'all. So now, 2 weeks passed by. The prison bus come pick me up. They called me to pack it up. It's time to go to prison. I'm scared shitless. Like, prison, it's like, you see stuff on TV, but you won't be really like, if you ain't experienced it, you be like, oh my God, like, I hope I don't be locked up like that. Like, I hope they don't treat me like that. So a big ass, stupid, big white bus come pulling up. I mean, not a regular school bus. I mean, it was super big, like a Greyhound or some shit, but it was a white little bus. They put the shackles on me. They put the cuffs on me. I immediately started crying because I'm just like, oh my God, this is my reality. So I get to the Women's Reception Center. That's Women's Reception Center is a prison that you go to before you go to your actual real camp. They send all the women there because you basically got to learn the ropes of prison. They teach you, what you can't do, what you can do, kind of like, just a, introduction. So when I tell you that was the worst part, because they really want you to be scared before you go to your prison so you can be scared when you at the prison. Soon as you get there, they yelling at you like drill sergeants. Get in the fucking line. Walk in the fucking line. Don't step over the white line. Like on life. Like, don't step over the gun line. Like, you might get shot or some shit. Like, it was crazy. Then when you get in there, they immediately put you in this cage. It's a real big old cage, fits in like you're a freaking animal. Like, I'm looking like scared, like, oh my God. Like, I'm looking at people looking at me. I'm like, oh my God, what is gonna happen? I'm in a fucking cage like a dog. So then they call my last name or whatever. They did my little intake or whatever. Then they immediately give you some kind of like green shampoo.
You would think she keep talking about how scared she is that she'll damn be scared straight. But no, not Sierra. Sure.
Make you put in your hair and make you wet your hair and wash your hair. They say it's for lice or whatever, but you immediately wash your hair and then they're gonna make you take a picture. So you really want me on the internet looking stupid? So you want to put me on the internet like this, while my hair all stupid, wild, bushy, wet, like they just try to embarrass you. After they finish taking your picture, they like yelling at, what size uniform you wear? I'm scared. Like, I don't know. You don't know. You better find out. Like, everything is just yelling. That's why I say I'm really like, I'm traumatized. I hate for somebody to get loud at me. I hate for somebody to yell at me, because that's all they fucking do in prison is yell at you. So I end up getting my uniform, putting my uniform on. It's a girl next to me. She's trying to talk to me. I'm scared. I don't even want to talk to nobody. Like, I'm just like, like, what you in here for? I'm scared to say anything. I don't know what I'm in here for. Like, it was just crazy. So that was the intake or whatever. Then they assign you to a dorm or whatever. You get assigned to a dorm and you go to your dorm. I'm not knowing the whole time, I'm not even gonna be able to use the phone. Oh my God, how long am I gonna have to be here without using the phone? I need to call my mom. Like, I need to know what's going on. Without using the phone, I need to call my mom. Like, I need to know what's going on. So you can't use the phone. You don't got your tablet yet. You do have a little computer where it was JP at the time, but you got to stand in a long line for that. It was a long line every day to check and see if you had messages. So like people from the outside could add you on JP or whatever to write you. So, and that's before you got a tablet. I needed my mom to know exactly where I was at so she can, put money on my books and stuff like that, etc. But I couldn't use the phone the whole time I was there. And I was probably in reception center for about a good 3 weeks or so, almost a month, without using the fucking phone, just writing her, emailing her on JPay. And I had to stand in line for that every fucking day. When I tell you at the reception center, they some fucking Billy badasses, like some big ass bullies. And I ain't saying I can beat everybody, and I ain't saying I ain't scared of nobody. But what I'm saying is I'm a big girl and I can handle mine. But as soon as you on the yard, like, I'm new to this. So when they know you new and you probably kind of like look a little scared, they're gonna try to try you. Child, why a girl done tried to skip me in the commissary line? Oh, I was not having that. Hey, baby, I might be new, but I'm far from motherfucking scary. I'm scared like of the environment, but I'm far from scary. So you ain't finna just jump in front of me. And I just stood in line because first of all, you have to stand in the long line. They don't care if it's hot, raining, snowing. You got to stand in line for canteen. and they close it at a certain time. So you might be number 15 in line. When they get to number 12 or 13, that's it, yard closed. So I stood in line all this time for a whole hour just for the yard to close, and then this bitch thinks she gonna get in front of me? Oh no, man, we ain't doing that. So that was my first argument at the reception center. It wasn't my first fight, but it was my first argument. I was like, hey, I'm in line. And she was like, I know that. I was like, you ain't finna skip me. And she was like, shit. So as the line went up, I politely moved right in front of her, like I said, you ain't finna skip me. I done stood in this line a whole hour, you ain't finna skip me. So basically what I'm getting at is you gotta stand up for yourself, because if I would have just backed down and just like let her have it, then she would have tried me again. So at this point, you already see the feistiness in me. You see, like, I ain't scared of you, bitch. Like, you ain't finna skip me. Like, I'm finna get in front of you. Don't play with me. You can get behind me, you can get on the side of me, but you ain't finna get in front of me. So you had to get up every morning at 5 a.m. to like clean your bed area, get up for count. Oh my God, y'all, count time was the worst time in prison. So some of them officers seem like they can't count, and you can't do nothing during count. You can barely motherfucking sneeze during count. You can't go use the bathroom. You can't do nothing during count. Count time is count time. Like a drill sergeant, you better be in count. So the reception center was kind of boring. It really wasn't nothing to do there. You did go in the yard, you sit at the tables and chit chat with people. But like I said, I wasn't friendly. I didn't know people. I was a little scared of the environment. I wasn't trying to make no friends. But like I said, I was probably there like 30 days, almost 30 days. Probably day 22, I did end up meeting somebody, and we ended up going to the same prison, like our real prison. And we've been like this ever since. And we still friends now. But child, they scared the shit out of me. They kicked my bump. Hey, pack it up. I'm like, pack it up. Where am I going? Because at this point, I didn't know that I was going to a real prison. I just thought that I was in a reception center. I found out when they kicked my bump and told me to pack it up. So
You
they
need
was
to pay
like,
attention,
you're
Sierra.
gonna go to a prison. So on certain days, you knew like what prison you was going to, because on Wednesday you would go to Gaston, on Thursday you would go to Hernando, stuff like that. And it was a Wednesday, so everybody was like, oh, you going to Gaston? You going to Gaston? Like, oh, you going to Cupcake Camp? I'm like, Cupcake Camp? They're like, yeah, girl, that shit's sweet. It's a walk in the park. So now my anxiety done calmed down a little bit. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, but I'm still scared. But I'm like, okay, they said it's Cupcake Camp.
Sierra, I gotta cut this music off. Look at her. She getting her hair done. Gaston is right here by me. When you pass me, Leon County, the next county is Gaston.
Just lay around and not do anything. You cannot just lay around and not do anything. You either going to be you're going to be a houseman. A houseman is somebody that stay in the dorm and you clean up the dorm and you have different assignments in the dorm. You're going to either work in the kitchen, inside grounds, outside grounds, laundry. You're going to have a job in prison. Nobody's laying around. You're going to get your ass up every day and you're going to work. And no, you don't get paid. You get paid for your days. So game time, you get game time in there. You get 10 days a month. So you get 5 for working and 5 for good behavior. You might not get your 10 days every month, depending on you. If you get a CC, which is kind of like you that's getting rolled up, but that's like a warning. And then DR, but you can get days taken, like 2 days or so for CCs and DRs. Well, I was on the call out for work call and they assigned my job. My job was in the kitchen. In the hellhole, Hell's Kitchen. That's what we called it. In the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, I get to go work in the kitchen. I was kind of happy because I was bored those first 4 months. Like, I had nothing to do. I was in a dog dorm, smelling and looking at dogs. So I was kind of happy. Mind you, I got kicked out of the dog dorm for feeding the dog. So now I'm in faith-based, okay? But I'm just moving up a little bit, which I'm telling y'all, I got a job in the kitchen. I was happy a little bit because I was like, okay, give me something to do.
She already done got kicked out of one job. She just got here. Okay, well, she just got there. She's only been there a short period of time, and she already getting in some damn trouble.
Was so strict in the kitchen, like, oh my God, we had one officer named Mango. Nobody liked her. She was such a bitch. And she was real young or whatever, but she used to be a hater. Like, she hated on all the inmates. She even got in a fight with an inmate, but she used to hate on the inmates so bad because she felt like, oh, some of the officers wanted the inmates and she wanted the officer. Like, girl, you in the free world. Like, you can get who you want to get. We can't help that officers want us. So anyways, I was placed on morning shift. I think I had to be to work at 5 a.m. and I got off at like 12 or so. Yeah, right before count 12. So I worked the morning shift, which was cool. So we did breakfast and we started lunch. My supervisor, Miss May, she was really cool, a really nice older Black lady. She was so sweet. Like, she was like our grandma. She was really sweet. The kitchen is where it went down at, y'all. When I tell you, I didn't originally come in there doing the things that I eventually left doing.
Yes, you did.
I will say, I got my hands dirty.
She act like she This girl right here was delusional. But I will say, by the end, you will see a change in the better for her. But ma'am, you're in there for stealing and scamming and frauding. So why do you not think that that wasn't you? You didn't come in doing the same things you started doing while you was there. You even got worse, if, in my opinion.
This time I'm still like, new to the prison, but I'm kind of like not comfortable, but getting a little acclimated, if I must say.
You
So
getting comfortable, girl.
everybody in there kind of like stole out the kitchen. So you sell stuff on the compound. You sell onions, bell peppers, rice, butter. I'm naming you the most popular items that people wanted on the compound: butters, onions, peppers, seasonings, rice, cornbread mix. I think that's it. That's about it. That's the most popular stuff that people wanted on the compound. So on Saturdays, every Saturdays, it was a salad bar. So with salad bar, you get onions and bell peppers. So everybody got onions and bell peppers on their tray. So they would put it in a bag or whatever so they could take it back to their dorm, because we had microwaves in the dorm. And people wanted to make Chinese food, which we would use brown rice, brown fried rice, and pork skins, and some other stuff. And that's making Chinese food. So they wanted their onions and peppers. Well, I guess it was against the rules to take your onions and bell peppers out the chow hall, because they would pat you down as you would leave the chow hall every Saturday to see like if you got onions and peppers, like literally patting you down, putting your hands on the wall, turn around, patting you down to see if you got onions and bell peppers. Crazy, right? So now I'm back. I'm at the faith base. I really did not want to be in faith base, y'all. Like I said, you really like have to sign up for faith base and be selected to be in that program. But since I got kicked out of the dog norm, they automatically put me in faith base. At this time, I'm battling my faith right now because I'm still upset with God. I was blaming God because I'm like, how could God love me and he sent me to prison and I ain't never really been in trouble? So,
well, baby, you was not walking the straight and narrow. You was not living the Christian life. So why did you think that God would reward you for stealing, frauding, cheating, lying? Only thing you ain't do is unalive somebody, ma'am. God don't bless no mess.
So I'm battling my faith at this point. So I didn't want to be in faith-based. I didn't want nothing to do with God because I'm just like, God don't love me. But
Girl,
not
you weren't
knowing
praying and
what I
going to church
know
when you was
now
out there
and what I
stealing.
eventually learned, like, girl, take accountability because you put yourself here. God
Thank
had to sit you
you.
down for a reason. So I had to gain my relationship back with God. But I did not want to be in faith-based. So anyways, at this point, I'm taking my onions and bell peppers back in faith-based too. Now, faith-based is so strict. When I tell you strict, a bunch
A
of
hot mess.
fake holier than thou women in there, okay? I did not participate in like the little gathering. So every morning in faith-based, you had to get up. They had praise and worship, and they had like a little circle thing where they had prayer and read the scriptures. I was still upset with God, so I didn't want to join that. Like I didn't want to be in there, so I didn't do it. And they already was like kind of telling the chaplain on me then, like, oh, Sierra's not joining or whatever. So I kind of got a coaching then and threatened to get kicked out of faith-based. So once I found out, oh, I'm getting threatened to get kicked out of faith-based, good. Now I'm happy because now I'm really not joining the circle. So I went to the chow hall. I'm leaving the chow hall on a Saturday, and I bring my onions and bell peppers back. I get ready to cook my food in the microwave. They like hound dogs sniffing like, oh, I smell onions and bell peppers. I smell onions and bell peppers. Now, mind y'all, any other dorm, they don't give a damn. They bring their onions and bell peppers back. This is faith-based where they supposed to do everything right, so they're not bringing their onions and bell peppers back. Child, them people used to be hating on me so bad. Like, they was telling the chaplain everything. Like, oh, she bring her onions and bell peppers back. Oh, my God, it was just a mess. I eventually got kicked out of faith-based. So now I'm getting ready to go to the working dorm, which was the kitchen dorm, because now I work in the kitchen, and I'm getting ready to get moved to the kitchen dorm. Y'all, I regretted getting kicked out of faith-based. The kitchen dorm was A dorm, which is Alpha dorm. Baby, Alpha dorm was the hood, like the straight hood where they get down and dirty in there. When I first walked in there, I immediately cried. They was smoking cigarettes. They was having sex. They was doing whatever they wanted to do. It's like the officers was scared of A dorm. At this point, I'm like, what did I just get myself into? Like, oh my God, like I cannot believe I'm getting sent to Alpha dorm. Like, I cannot live in here. I called my mama like, Mom, they just moved me to Alpha dorm. I don't want to be in here. Blah, blah. But no, you ain't want to be in faith-based. So you got sent to Alpha dorm where it goes down it. Like, oh my God, it was so crazy, y'all. But anyway, so back to the kitchen. When I tell y'all, I end up becoming big meat on the compound with the stuff from the kitchen. Oh, I didn't play, baby. I was that girl selling that stuff on the compound, like onions, bell peppers, butter, etc. You name it, I had it. And I like to sell my stuff to the goody two shoes, Miss Charlie girls, because Charlie dorm had the money. Them girls had the money over there. Like, I was gonna say something else, but I don't think that's appropriate. But those girls in Charlie dorm, they were very spoiled. Their parents sent them lots of money, and they had it over there. So that's where I sold my stuff at. Part 7 of Surviving Prison. Okay, y'all. So I think I'm moving a little too fast. So I'm gonna back it up a little bit because before I went
She's
to Alpha
nuts.
Dorm, the kitchen
Bless
dorm,
her
I still was in
heart.
faith base. I didn't get kicked out until about the
She
the
not,
third warning.
y'all.
So I would get all these different warnings or whatever. But so I did like
She
6 months in
not,
faith base
unfortunately.
before I went to Alpha Dorm because I was still working in the kitchen from faith base, and that was really like a privilege too because if you're in faith base, you're not supposed to work in the kitchen. If you're working in the kitchen, you have to be in the kitchen dorm. But I was still able to be in faith base at this time. I had done gained my faith back. I ended up going to the prayer circle. I ended up going to the chapel. I just end up trusting God again and thanking Him for basically putting me in this place where I needed to reevaluate myself and get back into my word. So I was still in faith base. But while I was still in faith base, I still had the women telling on me because even though I was in faith base, even though I started joining the circle and doing what I was supposed to do, I still would sneak my onions and bell peppers in there. Like that's how I wanted to eat my food. So I'm gonna sneak it in there. And to be honest, I really feel like it was some of the women was in there, they was hating because they really wanted to have the onions and bell peppers in their food and they wanted to bring it back, but they couldn't because they were so holier than thou and they didn't want to do the wrong thing. So they were hating on me. One day, one of the ladies that was over the circle that's so holier than thou, she asked me, she came to my bunk and was like, hey, if I pay you, you think you can sneak me some onions and bell peppers back? No, not you. You want me to sneak you some onions and bell peppers back? So why? So you can tell on me? But eventually, of course, I end up getting her some onions and bell peppers off of the salad bar or whatever. I didn't get her a whole onion and bell pepper. I got her the chopped up ones off the salad bar or whatever. And I didn't allow her to pay me. I just, was being nice or whatever because I'm a nice person. And I brought her something back. And she was cool. She didn't tell. But that dorm was something else. You couldn't watch TV after a certain time. You couldn't use the phone after a certain time. They were just really, really strict. I eventually started liking the chaplain, Miss Harris. She was so nice or whatever. She took her time with me because she knew that I was struggling with being there and I was struggling with my faith. So she took her time with me and she kind of took me under her wing, the chaplain. She used to be trying so hard with me, y'all. She used to be like, come on, Sierra. I know you got it in you. I know you can do it. Stop being defiant. Stop fighting it. And it was just like, whatever. I don't want to be in here. I don't want to be here. But it seemed like the more I didn't want to be in there, the more she kept me up until it was like the final straw. Like when she found out that I was getting stuff out of the kitchen, she was like, you know what? I know what you're doing. I'm not even going to write you up and send you to law. I'm just going to go ahead and dismiss you at the program. So at this time, now I'm just like, oh my God, no, like I'm sad because I don't want to leave the program because I eventually started loving the program. Now I don't want to leave the program. I want to stay in there. Not to mention, faith-based was kind of like safe. Like you really didn't have to worry about too much that went on the compound because it was just safe in there. It was quiet. It was just like friendly. It was just safe. It was a safe space in there. So now that's when I end up rewinding back. I end up getting moved to Alpha Dorm, which it was smoked out in there. It was just bad in there, y'all. It was so bad. Like, y'all, it was the hood. It was so ratchet. Like, I couldn't believe I'm like, I don't fit in here. Like, I don't belong here. So like I was telling y'all, I was selling stuff on the compound, putting onions, bell peppers. The onions will go between $4 and $5 per onion. The really big ones will be $5 and $6. The bell peppers were $4. The seasoning, we would bag them up in different like gloves. So if you want a whole glove, it's like $10 or it's $1. No, a whole glove is $5 because it's $1 a finger. So yeah, I was selling trapping out the kitchen. Now I was never a thief. Like that's not what I did on the outside. I wasn't a booster. I never stole. But how I get in prison and start stealing. Now that's the crazy part. So my friend that was at the reception center with me, I was really happy because she was working in the kitchen too. And so now we reunited and she's in that dorm now. She's in Alpha dorm. So I'm like, oh my God, like I get a little acclimated to that dorm. One rule in prison, do not get comfortable. You don't get comfortable in no dorm you go in because you're subject to move. They have a move list every week and you never know who's on the move list. The move list was, you would think that you're really getting evicted or something because you would be so scared that you're getting moved, especially if you get in trouble or they think they know something that you did or anything. Some of the officers was cool, so they'll tell you like who on the move list or whatever. You go to the window and be like, hey, you'll check the move list and see if my name on the move list or whatever. You were praying that you was not on that move list. But anyways, she was in that dorm, so I was kind of happy, like, oh my God, I'm back with my girl. Although I seen her every morning because she worked in the kitchen and she worked on the same shift. So anyway, so it was me, her, and another girl that we had got close to. So we was stealing out the kitchen. We was trapping out the kitchen, selling our products or whatever. Y'all, at this point, you would think that we selling drugs. So this one particular day, we hadn't really got all our stuff. Like, oh my God, I forgot to tell y'all about Miss Thomas. Miss Thomas was a mean old lady. She was a kitchen officer as well. Baby, one thing about it, when Miss Thomas was at work, we could never steal. Miss Thomas will make you pull down your clothes, lift up your bra, everything. You was not stealing with Miss Thomas. There's no way you was getting by with Miss Thomas. You were not stealing out that kitchen if Miss Thomas was at work. So I just had to add that in there. But Miss Thomas was not at work this particular day. So we ended up getting all our stuff, seasonings, potatoes, onions, peppers, you name it, we had it. So we went in and put it in the bushes by our dorm. Now, it was some other girls
I
that
was
used to
finna
steal too.
sing that song.
So they found out where we
had
had put our stash at. By the time we get off work and we go to our stash, it's gone. That's like somebody stealing your drugs. So we like, oh hell no, where our shit? Like we finna run down now on by our drugs, but our food. So they in the other Alpha dorm, which was right across from us. So we know who it is because y'all the only ones kind of knew where we had our stuff at. So we knocking on the door, whatever. We had a cool officer in there at the time. He ended up buzzing the door and he let us in. So we like running up on the girls like, hey, what's up? Where our stuff at? We know y'all got it. They try to like, oh, we ain't got it. No, where is our food? Like we put it in these bushes and we know y'all got it. Hey y'all, I know y'all missed me. Part 8 of Surviving Prison. So as I was saying, we had them ran in the dorm on the girls about stealing our onions, bell peppers, and all the stuff that we had in the bushes. Well, once the officer figured out what was going on at the time and seen that we was going to get ready to fight and he seen a lot of commotion going on, he immediately called for backup and like told us to hurry up and get out the dorm or we going to lock. So of course we walked out the dorm and we left. The next day, they were on PM shift, we were on AM shift. So apparently they had couldn't get their stuff out of the kitchen that day. And so they left their stuff behind and hid it. We found it on our shift and we stole their shit. So they had spaghetti noodles, elbow noodles, bleach, pudding, and rice. So we got their stash. So now it's like a war. We feuding. They mad because we done got them back. So basically now they telling the officers and stuff like, hey, they stealing, like snitching and shit. So for like a week straight, when we got ready to leave work, we would get searched extra hard now. So like we had to take like a week off or whatever, and we couldn't steal because they was really on us, like watching us and just patting us down extra hard now. So since then, the following week, we end up pushing our stuff out the swill. So therefore, it was a swill window, and that's where people push their trays in once they're done eating or whatever, and you got somebody at the window collecting the trays. So when they will call our dorm for breakfast, I would find somebody that I knew in my dorm that I could pay to say, hey, when you come to breakfast, grab my stuff. I'm gonna push it out the swill window, and they'll take it for me. So they wouldn't stop at no kind of motion. Like one thing about it, it's ways around everything. Eventually, we ended up getting another food director, which her name was Miss O. When I tell you she was hell, so she kind of tried to stop us from stealing, basically. Like she really, really was on our ass. But she was so mean and nasty. She used to try to have us scrub walls, floors, like do all kinds of stuff. That's when I really started to hate the kitchen. Like I really hated the kitchen. I tried to do everything to get out the kitchen. Even though I was making money, it was cool or whatever, but I was just like, I don't like this kitchen. I gotta get out of this kitchen. I want another job. Like, but it seemed like I could never get out the kitchen no matter what I tried. Y'all, I tried some shit. I psyched out. So one day I psyched out because I told them if they put me back in the kitchen with Miss O, I'm gonna throw her in the pot. I'm gonna cook her, I just said all kind of stuff to try to get out, and I was in psych mode, so they believed me. So they took me out of the kitchen for maybe 2 weeks. After them 2 weeks, next thing I know, I'm back on the work call list and I'm back in the kitchen. I even fell out the bed to say I done broke my ankle and everything. I went to the hospital just to get out the kitchen. They always took me out the kitchen for a little while and put me right back. I used to call my mama for every little thing. Anything that the officer said to me, anything that they did, anything, I called my mama, and guess what she did? She called Tallahassee, because when you call Tallahassee,
call up here with that
that's
foolishness.
The whole DOC department. Like they like the upper people. So they're gonna call.
Don't call up here to Tallahassee with that damn foolishness. Your mama need to stop cuddling you. Your mama, girl, don't call up here. And I just don't even think she really understands. She thinks she'll wear damn college or something. Well, ma'am, you're in trouble. And Miss O was gonna beat your ass if you would have tried to put her up in that damn pot and cook her.
Call the prison, try to figure out what's going on and investigate, because they used to try to treat you like you ain't got family, like you don't got people that love you. My mama love me, and she gonna make sure just because I'm in prison, I ain't gotta get treated like a dog. So they would get mad, like the lieutenants and stuff, and would call me like, oh, your mama called Tallahassee, oh, mama's girl, stuff like that, and did. So again, they took me out the kitchen for about a month this time, but I eventually always go back to the kitchen. It's crazy. Like they just did not want me to get out that kitchen. And Miss O used to terrorize us. One day she came in there, she was so upset because she couldn't find the stuff. Like she knew that we were stealing that day, and she couldn't find the stuff that we had unstole. So she came in there, she started taking everybody's jackets off the rack. She just started throwing them on the floor, stomping on them, putting them in like a puddle of water. I mean,
Miss O,
it was bad. The kitchen was bad, y'all. Even though you got to get stuff out of the kitchen, and still, it's bad. It was so bad though, to the fact that Miss O was so mad one day, she went to the classifications and told classifications she want me personally out of her kitchen because she could not catch me stealing, and she knew I was stealing, so she personally wanted me out of the kitchen. She told them I was a liability. please get
You
her out of my
are.
kitchen because she's a liability. I know
You
she's
are.
stealing. I can't catch her, but she's stealing all the stuff out of the kitchen. She's the one selling the stuff on the compound, but they couldn't prove it. So it hadn't got so bad to they would come to Alpha Dorm all the time and do shakedowns. So when they do shakedowns, but I never kept nothing in my locker. I had an extra locker. I would pay this girl to keep my stuff in her locker. All my stolen goods, I'm paying somebody to put it in their locker because when we do a shakedown, I don't want nothing caught in my locker and I'm going to law. And when you get people like that, I mean, she didn't really get a lot of commissary and stuff like that. So she was cool with, hey, I keep it in my locker. If you paying me, I keep it in my locker. I'm getting her $10
Right,
a week.
AK.
And I'm giving her some of the stuff out of the kitchen, but I'm giving her $10 off of commissary a week. So it was nothing to get my stuff and put it in another locker. So I never got caught with the shakedown. I did get caught one time with bleach because they didn't give us bleach, so we had to steal the bleach out of the kitchen because I didn't send my stuff to laundry. I was never sending my uniforms to laundry or my linen to laundry. I had a person that did my linen. She washed my sheets every Saturday, and I paid her like $5 to $7 every Saturday. And of course, the sheets white, so I need bleach. So I always kept me some bleach. And then we had like bubble orderlies, and they would get bleach too. But the bubble orderlies was so stingy, they didn't even want to give us extra tissue.
And unfortunately, Vicky, this is her first scam. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. I told y'all I'm not going to play with y'all like I did last week. Unfortunately, this is her first scam. She not going to stop, y'all.
They gave people extra tissue who they fuck with, but if they ain't really fuck with you like that, they wouldn't give you extra tissue. That was crazy. So this is kind of where stuff started getting real crazy for me.
Yes, thanks.
So I'll put this out here, a little small disclaimer. If I was on the free world, I would have never, ever even thought about talking to this guy. But anyways, so I had ended up seeing the officer or whatever, the same cool officer that had.
What's this? Scam number 2 or 3? Yeah, this 2. Kitchen scam selling onions and bell peppers. Now 2. She had 2 men's. Okay, when she was out, she had her man she called Eggplant, which was the side dude, and the guy that she lived with. But now she's in prison and she will never, ever, ever, ever talk to a guy, okay, for her advantage. That is,
It kind of like buzzed us in. When we was running down on the girls about our stuff, this is the officer that I kind of started liking, and he was flirting with me too. So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get him because
pregnancy
if you get close to an
scam. Yeah,
officer,
this 3.
I'm gonna get him to start bringing me some free world stuff in." So it was a girl that I was kind of close to, from Orlando or whatever, and I took her to my
After
wing,
this
used to
one,
call her
I'm
my
gonna
little sister
pause
or
and
whatever,
we'll
look out
catch
for
up
her,
tomorrow.
etc. And so she knew that the guy was flirting with me or whatever. So I started making her like my lookout for her when he come to when he was in the bubble, and late nights when I want to get up out my bed when everybody's supposed to be asleep, I'm going to the bubble and I'm just talking to him. So she was kind of like looking out, or because he worked graveyard shift, or if he was in our bubble in our dorm and I was asleep, she would come and wake me up and be like, "Hey, yo, people in the bubble," so I can go in the hallway and talk to him or whatever. So she was kind of my lookout. Me and him was kind of like talking for about a good 6 months, gotta be, before things ended, and they ended because of her. People always backstab me. Yeah, I know. So one day, it was close to my birthday, so therefore I'm gonna get ready to have visitation because my birthday coming and my mama coming to see me for my birthday. She worked in the kitchen too, and she ended up getting into an argument that led into a fight. So she basically wanted me to help her, and I'm like, "Girl, I'm not gonna help you fight this girl." Like, I'm telling her, chill out, like, it ain't that serious, like, chill out, because I'm not helping you fight this girl because I'm not missing my visitation. My mom already said she coming to see me for my birthday. I'm not missing my visitation, so you need to chill out. But she still proceeded, and she wanted to fight the girl, and the girl beat her ass, and she got mad because I didn't help, so she ended up going to law. Stay tuned. Part 9 of Surviving Prison. So like I was telling y'all, I was messing with this officer. He would flirt with me, I would flirt back, and we just was kind of feeling each other, so we started talking. So we started talking, and I wasn't gonna start talking to him for free. Like, what's up? What can you bring me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you on a free roll, I'm in here. So you can have anybody, but you want to talk to me? So I'm gonna work him. So he would bring in like little roll-on perfumes or whatever. He would bring in makeup,
Girl, who
food,
you trying to look good for?
anything that I asked him, he would bring in. Cigarettes was the main thing. So he would bring in cigarettes, and I started selling cigarettes. Because that's what the compound wanted, cigarettes and drugs, but I would sell cigarettes. So like a little tiny little piece, like just like my nail size, that right there would go for $3. A whole cigarette, one Newport short, that's going for $30. So I made my money off of cigarettes. I was still working in the kitchen, hustling out the kitchen, but I was making my money off of cigarettes. Them cigarettes was going. They buying the cigarettes. They don't give a damn. They want them cigarettes. Because mind y'all, they used to sell cigarettes back in the days, but they stopped selling them. I don't know why they took them off canteen or whatever, but they used to sell cigarettes back in the day. They stopped selling them. So I got cigarettes. I'm finna sell them for what I want to sell them for. I'm talking about, y'all. People will call home, have their people cash out, my people, Apple Pay, whatever. Them cigarettes were selling. Got me? So I sold the cigarettes on the compound, and I would sell like little pieces, like real little small pieces for $5. So a whole cigarette was $30. If you wanted
Girl, I'm
one
not paying no
Newport,
$30
that's
for no
$30.
damn
But if you
cigarette.
want a little
No,
small
ma'am.
piece or whatever, that was $5. So I'm making my money, like, I'm still kind of hustling out the kitchen, but I'm really making my money off the cigarettes because these cigarettes are really going. He ended up bringing like liquor, like if I wanted, like, me and my girls want to drink on holidays. Like I only asked him to bring like liquor on holidays. So like Christmas, Thanksgiving, stuff like that. Like white liquor, tequila and stuff like that. He would bring in water bottles. Brown liquor, he would bring in like tea, sweet tea, or like peach tea or something like that. That would be brown liquor. And we would get lit, like just me and my girls or whatever. And we wouldn't let nobody know, like we was goofy as fuck. Like, you know how when you get drunk, you be goofy as fuck and stuff like that. So people used to be like, what is wrong with them? Like, what's going on? They never knew. But yeah, we used to get so lit. Like, I had the plug on my team, so I mean, why not? So eventually, of course, if he bringing all this stuff in, of course he wants something out the deal. But let me tell y'all, promise pussy is the best pussy. And what I mean by that is, every time he was like, oh, what's up with, when we gonna do that or whatever, I used to be like, oh, I'm on my period. But when I get on my period, I promise I'm gonna give you some. Oh, I don't feel good, but I promise when I get better,
You
I'm
won't
gonna give you
believe
some.
it?
Or just every time I had an excuse, but I promise I'm gonna give you some. And he just went for it. Just dumb. So I'm hustling, making my money. Anything I asked for, this man brought me. Free real food, like if whatever lunch he had for that night or whatever he brought in, he made sure that I got it. And I used to share with the girl and all. Like, I'm giving her some, like he putting it in like a container and stuff, and I'm putting it in my locker. So the next day I'm giving her some, I'm warming it up and just giving her some, just looking out for her, because that was my little sis. That's what I'm calling her, little sis. Child, so when she goes to confinement for the fight, apparently she done told another officer that me and this officer talking. Oh my God, here go the shit. But before then, so people be arguing on the trays. So like the trays that we feed confinement,
That's the only thing I learned.
when we're in the kitchen, we get them back, like confinement trays, we get them back so we can wash them and all this and that. So the person that's in the dish room, people argue all the time. Like they argue in confinement on the trays, like to each other, people that's in confinement. So they be reading the trays, like the people that's in the dish room, they read the trays. So somebody called me like, hey, Sierra, such and such done rolled, like selling out about you on the tray. So I'm like, what? What she said? So I get back there and I'm reading, like, she like, oh, fuck you, po ass.
Okay, now I done heard a lot of prison stories because I watch a lot of story times, and I know people that done been in jail and prison. But the writing the notes on the tray, and then when they pass the trays down, they're getting the notes like that in solitary confinement was a new one for me. Okay, we even found out how the lady got pregnant at the other jail. Okay. Now this one was new.
So, Poe, I feed you. I call your people, but okay. She was like, oh, you must have was scared. You couldn't help me fight, but I supposed to be your sister. You damn right. I was not gonna miss my visitation from my mama on my birthday. You're right. I did not help you fight. But she was just selling out, like just going in or whatever. So I ended up finding out that she the one, because she was mad at the time, told another officer that I was talking to him. I found out because his friend, which was his coworker, she ended up knocking on my bunk about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, telling me to get up and step outside, which means step in the hallway. So when I step in the hallway, she tried to check me, y'all. She was like, what's up with you and Officer such and such? You around here telling people that y'all talk? So I'm like, huh? She like, and she was so ghetto. She was like, don't motherfucking harm me. You know what the fuck going on? Are you telling people that you and such talk? I was like, I don't even know who that is. She was like, oh, you know who it is. He being here on this such and such shift. And I'm like, who is that? I'm playing dumb. Like, I don't know this officer. It's a million officers. I don't know this officer. So she was like, you can play dumb all you want to, but I know you telling people because your friend done ratted you out. So I'm like, who is my friend? She like, blah, blah, blah. And she in confinement. So she done ratted you out. So I'm going to let you know right now, if you going around telling people that you talk to him, end that shit right now, because you ain't going to get my motherfucking friend fired. I'm just like, oh my God, like, this is too much. So I'm still denying it. I'm like, I don't know who your friend is, but yeah. And tell her to keep my name out her mouth, because I ain't talking to no officer. And if I was talking to an officer, I ain't telling nobody. So she ended up letting me go back to my bunk or whatever. But now I'm fire hot because I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why would she do that? Next day, I'm in the library and I see sergeants or some sergeants and officer come in there or whatever. I'm not like really paying them no mind, but they come up to me and tell me, hey, Sierra, they call you by your last name, but they say, Sierra,
cuff up. Cuff up. What did I do? So I'm like, what did I do? They're like, we'll explain it later. Cuff up. So I turn around, put my hands behind my back because that means cuff up. So they end up taking me to the investigator lady, and she started questioning me. She like, hey, Miss such and such. I'm gonna just say my first name because I don't want to say my last name, even though y'all might know. But anyway, so she called me Sierra. Hey, are you talking to Officer such and such? I'm like, no, no, ma'am. I don't know who that is. She like, so you don't know who Officer such and such is with the pretty eyes and the beautiful voice because he's the same. So I'm like, no, I don't know who that is. She like, okay, well, it seems like you want to play dumb. We know who it is. We know you know who it is, but okay, cool. So she like, well, so now I'm giving the officers to permission right now to go ahead and search your locker. If they search your locker, are they going to find anything? So I'm like, no, they ain't going to find nothing. Child, they goes and ramshack my locker, y'all. They looking through my composition books, notebooks, everything you can think of. Mind you, I been got rid of the card that he had ended up giving me, but they go through every single thing. Like, oh, it was just so embarrassing. Like, because people in the dorm, like, what is going on? So I ended up going to Locke because they put me under investigation. Now, mind y'all, they went and got him too. And they put him on investigation after they interviewed him and asked him, hey, do he know inmate Sierra? Is he messing with her? Blah, blah, blah. He denied everything too. But of course he denied anything. But anyway, so he ended up getting suspended for a while. I was in Locke for about 45 days. Worst 45 days of my sentence in my life. Mind y'all, when you're in confinement, you use the phone once a week. You come out, you're in that dorm, you're in that cell for 23 hours a day. You come out one time a day to go to rec, but you're still like caged up. So you can see other inmates that's in confinement. We all in cages and we can talk to each other in those cages, but that's it. You come out 23 hours, you come out 1 hour a day, but you're locked up 23 hours a day. And you get to use the phone one time. So I think it was like on Thursdays. They go by your last name. So I used the phone on Thursdays. And I called my mama because my mama was worried. And when I got to talk to her, she was just like, why you ain't been calling me? So I'm
You know what her mama gonna say? I'm finna call Tallahassee.
telling her like, hey, I'm
Don't
in confinement.
call up here
So
with
she like,
them
what you done
fooleries.
did? Like, why are you in confinement? I'm like, I don't know. They say I'm talking to an officer. They got me on the investigation. I ain't talking to no officer. I don't know what they talking about. So now my mama pissed. Like, I'm finna call Tallahassee. Here you
No,
go,
ma'am.
Tallahassee. I'm finna call Tallahassee. So what's going on? You talk to an officer. They don't got proof that you talk to the officer. Then they need to let you the fuck out. Like, what the fuck going on? Blah, blah.
Sorry for the wait, y'all. I know y'all finna kill me because y'all been waiting. But this is part 10 of Surviving Prison. So at this point, I'm still in law. I'm still under investigation. Even after my mama called Tallahassee, there was nothing that my mama was able to do to save me. And that's what I had to realize during this whole sentence, that I can't keep calling on my mama. My mama can't save me from everything, especially when I'm wrong. I felt like my mama was Superwoman. Like, she can save me from anything. Like, she can do anything. She's my superhero, which I still feel like that. But when I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. So I'm still in log. I did about 43 days. And on the 43rd day, they came back and they said, like, they didn't find anything. Of course, y'all wasn't going to find anything because I'm smarter than that. Duh. So basically, they can't keep me in lock under what another inmate said. Like, if they don't have proof, they got to let me go. So that was the 43rd day. So once y'all done came and told me that, okay, like, what's up? Like, I'm knocking on the door, like, hey, pressing the button, hey, what time I'm getting out of here? Like, if the investigation over, baby, like, let me out of here. They really like felt like I was talking to the officer. So they took their time like all day. They kept me in there all day. I'm still asking like, what's going on? I ain't eating lunch. I ain't taking no another shower. Like, I'm ready to get out of here and get back on the compound. Child, they waited until after master roster count 10 p.m. to let me out and go back to a regular dorm. I was so pissed. Like, I was so mad because I knew they was fucking with me. They was fucking with me. They really did not want to let me out. So they let me out and I end up going back to Alpha dorm, but the other side. Now I'm really mad because I want to go back to my same dorm. You know, like I said, never get comfortable in prison because you're subject to move at any time. But I had to already have my people over there and stuff like that. So like, I want to go back to my same dorm. Child, they put me in another dorm and I was just so mad. But the first thing I do was like trying to look for him, like, where he at? Mind y'all, he's still under investigation, so he's still suspended. He's not at work. I'm really mad because now my money cut off. Like, I ain't got no cigarettes to sell. I ain't even got no perfume to smell good. Like, what's tea? Like, I was so mad. So, of course, they put me back in the kitchen. So now I'm back working in Hell's Kitchen, and I'm really mad because, like, I don't want to be in the kitchen. Like, but I'm in the kitchen because now I'm finna, get my hustle on. And I was hustling because that's just in me. I'm a hustler regardless. In prison, out of prison, I'm a hustler, so I'm always make my money. But I did not have to. Of course, my mama made sure I had money at all times. And I had friends that sent me money too. So I did not have to do it, but that's just in me. So I just want to add that. So I'm back in Hell's Kitchen. Of course,
it's the damn crook in you that's in you. You gotta steal. Gotta be doing something, talking about a damn hustler.
course, the whole compound know what's going on. So I get back in the kitchen, everybody asking me like, damn, what happened? They say, oh, girl told on you or whatever. Mind you, she's still in law. I never saw her in law because we don't get to see like the other inmates that's in law. So I never saw her.
Thank you,
But anyway,
Vicky.
so everybody like, oh, girl told on you. And I was just like telling everybody like, I don't know what that was about. Like, I ain't never talked to no officer. I don't know, I don't know.
Stick to
So
it, girl.
fast forward a
Stick
little
to life.
bit, maybe like a week after I got out of law, he was able to come back to work because, of course, they didn't find anything. So they tried their hardest to never put him in any dorm that I stayed in. Like, if I was in Alpha, he was not able to work in Alpha. So that ain't stopping nothing. So, of course, like, I got cool officers all around the compound. So, he worked in other dorms or whatever, and I would just go sneak in other dorms just to talk to him. And, he said, like, hey, your people told, she said that we was talking, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that's how I got out, which we already knew that. So now he just basically saying, like, we just got to keep this shit on the wraps. Like, you can't really be coming over here like that. I'm going to still look out for you. But we just got to kind of, like, keep this shit on the hush, especially till it blow over. But he ended up bringing more cigarettes or whatever. I was still selling cigarettes on the compound. It kind of slowly faded away because he became sergeant. Now, when he became sergeant, everything was cool. He was never in the dorms like that no more because sergeants don't really work in the dorm. So I would see him in the past in like breezeway. He would come in the kitchen sometimes just to make jokes or just to talk to me, just to look at me and just shit like that. When this nigga became lieutenant, he became lieutenant after sergeant. Baby fed me dust. Okay.
Yes,
He didn't
he
look my
should.
way. He didn't talk to me. I guess now you want to take your job serious. So
Yes,
you ain't
sir.
fucking with me at all. Like, he a white shirt. Like, he looked at me like I was a peasant. Okay. So now I'm feeling some type of way. I'm mad because, like, what's up? Every time I see you, you don't speak to me no more. Like, I'm like, good
Girl, that
morning. Like,
man
he'll
tried
throw
to
his hand
work
up,
his
hey,
job.
how you doing? Like, very formal. And I'm just like, so now I done ran out of cigarettes. I ain't got cigarettes no more. I ain't got perfume. So now I'm tearing little perfume samples out the magazines and shit just so I can smell good. Like, I'm going downhill now. Like, I'm mad because, like, I'm that girl on the compound. Like, I got perfume. I'm always smelling good. Like, I got cigarettes. People asking me for cigarettes. Like, they got the money on deck, and I ain't got nothing to get them. Like, I'm mad now. So eventually, that whole facade just blew over, and I moved along. I was a book lady. When I say book lady, I always read books. I always.
After this one, I'm gonna cut it. We'll pick up tomorrow. Cause this let me write down the next scam, chill. Book scam. I don't think this one gonna be too long.
My cousin, she ordered me lots and lots of books. Like, I kept all the new books, all the good series that everybody wanted to read, I had. So I used to rent my books out. You want to borrow my book? Because everybody like, oh, the new book, the Ethics series. The Ethics series was the shit. Everybody wanted to read it.
I
So they
hate
like,
ethics.
oh, the Ethics series came out. Sierra got the book.
I
I'm always
hate
on the
that
call out for a book.
series.
So they like, Sierra got all the books. I had even some of the officers that like to read, they was even borrowing books. So I would charge to rent my books out is $5. And you get to
Yep,
hold it for
scam
a
number
week. If you ain't
5.
renting in a week, then hey, I need my book back. So I end up renting it out to somebody and they end up spilling something in the book or either tore a page, something like that. So basically when they gave it back, they was just trying to apologize about, damaging the book. So as they're apologizing, I'm just like, okay, that's going to cost you. Like, I need you to replace my book. So like I said, I'm
I
always
thought you
having me a
was
hustle.
nice. I thought you
Well,
was
some
nice.
of the girls in there, the Caucasian girls especially, they had sugar daddies. And so I would see them like getting lots of money.
That's the new scam. We gonna pause it right here. Let me write down the timestamp. Sierra would not sit her ass down, even though she was locked the hell up. At least the scam is educational. Yeah, but by the end of her 4-year prison stint, she really gonna get it. She gonna get it. But baby, she gonna have to go through the trials and tribulations, the tests, the testimonies. She gonna go through a lot. She not gonna learn her lesson until she get moved. She gonna get moved from Gaston to another prison, and she finally gonna get it. Oh hell, a new idea? Yes, ma'am. A new idea. What y'all think about Sierra? Before we get off of here, what's the thing? I think she delusional as hell. Surviving prison. She delusional as hell. She haven't learned her lesson yet. She thinks she in there because God failed her, not because she did something wrong. She broke the law. She's a liar. She's a scammer. She's a frauder. None of that. She kind of self-centered. I guess that's probably her main reason. But she is gonna take accountability. She gonna have a pep talk with herself and she gonna get herself together. But it's gonna take a while. It's damn near gonna take the whole 4 year stint. She gonna get time added on and all that for doing other stuff. But we on scam number 5 now, the pregnancy scam. Thank you, bank, for reminding me. Okay, the kitchen scam, selling the onions and bell peppers, child. Okay, the officer hookup, holla if you hear me. He was bringing in the perfume, the makeup, the cigarettes. So she had the cigarette scam and now the book scam. Okay, this chick is the on 1, 2, and 3. She's doing the damn most. Okay, Miss Boogie Down said this too much. Sierra is a mess. She's a poster child for prison, making you more prolific criminal. Yeah, a lot of criminals say they weren't that bad until they got in the prison system or the jail system and they learned new scams, new techniques, and all of those things. How to be a better criminal. Miss Mad About Music say, I'm just gonna shake my damn head. Victor DeVale, yes. All right, I'll pause it right here, guys. And I'm gonna let y'all go. But we're gonna come back and we're gonna finish we're gonna finish it up on tomorrow. And of course, we'll do we have a new video in our what is it? Test and tribulations, child. I don't forget. I don't let me look. Trials and tribulations. Yes, trials and tribulation 4 is still Shirley and Nesto. Okay. And you know what it's giving. Okay. And then we'll finish this part up. I would have read my 4 years away and stay out of the way. But not Sierra, baby. She in the mix everywhere. She had a fight, but when she was in the women's reception center because somebody tried to cut her in line. Okay, so then she comes here and she has stopped. She got kicked out of the dog dorm because she fed the dogs. She got kicked out of the praise and worship dorm because she didn't want to no, no, probably not tonight, Vicky. I got some that I've edited, but I gotta drop them in order. She got kicked out the praise and worship door because she didn't believe in God no more. She went to the kitchen. She got kicked out the kitchen multiple times. I don't know, y'all, Sierra, but she is gonna make it. But child, she got to change her ways. I don't think I'm gonna drop none tonight, Vicky. Thanks. Thank you everyone who joined the panel. Yes, and thank y'all for sticking it out with me tonight. Thank you, Lady T-Bug. Good night, everyone. This was good. Okay. We'll bring it back tomorrow. All right, y'all. Good night. I'm looking to see if anybody dropped any more thoughts down here. Okay, first lesson. Promise the P to get what you want. Vicky, you supposed to be a good girl up in there. You're not supposed to be doing all that. Officer with the green eyes. He probably live right here in Tallahassee. This was awesome. Thank you. Thank y'all for sticking it out with me. I appreciate y'all. This is why I was trying to get y'all off the panel so we can get into this. I'm like, y'all, we got to get into our second part of our content. Miss Sierra from Duval County. But this goes to show us the mindset of some of these people when they go to jail, because I don't be understanding it. Because I'm like, I forgot who it was. I think it was Georgia Peach. I've never been in jail either. I've never been arrested either. So, baby, I have to get up in there and do what it do. But Sierra didn't give a damn. This was good. See you tomorrow. What time? I'm off tomorrow, so it's going to be earlier. It's not going to be 6:30. Only way I come back at 6:30 is to have another panel discussion. But other than that, it's going to be early. I may try to do it in the morning. Not too early now because I'm going to sleep in a little bit. Maybe I can do around 11 while y'all at work and y'all can okay, yeah, that's my plan. I'll try to get on here before noon. So I would say maybe 11 or 11:30 before noon, and then I can take y'all into lunch or whatever. Make y'all time go by faster at work. Look, Sierra didn't learn a damn thing, nothing from. You may have to do training on how to host a panel. The mommy sector was having issues. What happened, Bank? Hey, Nestos. Listen, what happened? Oh, you retired? Okay, so you retired like my big sis. I said what I said. Okay. Bang, I'm finna message you on IG so I can get the tea. Cause I ain't been in the mommy sector. Anytime is good. Okay, okay. So I'll shoot for 11 or 11:30. And I'm gonna set it up. So then I know I'll do it. All right, y'all. Good night. I'm gonna put on the outro music. I'll highlight y'all comments into the end. Sure, we ain't hear Steve name tonight, so I'm gonna let Nesto not gonna get slapped. Oh, it's Sunday. I supposed to do I gotta do my ponytail song.
Jesus, be a fence round my edges every day. You gotta trust God to protect you. Jesus, I want you to protect my edges as I grab these sprays. You know He can. Yes, Lord. You know He will. Yes, Lord. Protect your edges. Yes, Lord. If you keep still. Yes, Lord. Lord, be a fence all around my edges.
All right, child. Good night. That's ponytail nightly prayer. Okay. Protect my edges. Okay. Good night.